This is what delineation looks like. These are tethers, and tethers are looking like this right about now. And foundational Black Americans, we about to bring it home because we in the house. Tupac, let them know.
Kid, what y'all think? If you whatever the fuck you think you are, and until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? And we out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.
Leave me alone, massa. It was them FBAs. Them FBAs did it with their good hairlines and their beautiful women and strong men. I don't want to go back home to Haiti or Jamaica or to Africa. Please let me stay. Hell no, you can't stay. But let them know where we at right now. Everybody, put your city, your town, your state, your region. Put your zip code, your area code, if you're on code, in the chat right now, because tonight we are ending the scam Africanism, and we damn sure ending the Africans Americans. You can take that back to Africa, and you can take Jesse Jackson with you. This is certified, foundational, Black American freedmen, and we always win. How do we win, y'all? We win by knockout. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's go to work. Black Alpha Network. I got the family back in here. I see all of y'all. I see y'all. It's a beautiful day to be FBA. It's a beautiful time to be alive, and we run everything, y'all. I'm sending the biggest certified salute to all of y'all because y'all been standing on code. Y'all been delineating. Y'all been separating. Y'all been letting everybody know you ain't going to bully us into being something that we don't want to be. You ain't going to tell us y'all got to be from Africa. How many of y'all are from Africa? How many of y'all are from Africa? How many of y'all represent African American? And then I'm going to ask how many of y'all represent foundational Black American? How many of y'all represent just Black American? How many of y'all represent freedmen? Black American, foundational Black American, certified Black American, and freedmen. All of those represent us. Africans, those are from people who came here from Africa. If your ass got here from Africa last night in the inner tube in the boat, you crawled, you hopped, you skipped, or you swam, then that's your turn. If you've been here since day one, you built this country, you're a part of the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture of all time, then you are certified foundational Black American freedmen. You put it all on the line, you do it all the damn time, and now the whole goddamn world knows who we are. Damn, we coming in hot. Feels so good to be back, y'all. Let me let everybody know right now, foundational Black Americans, we've been on this gatekeeping thing. We've been out here protecting our culture. We've been finding a lot of cultural pride. See, cultural pride goes a long way. And if you look right now, our cultural pride is sending aftershocks all throughout the United States of America. You can look right now. Look at the Democrats. Look at them low poll numbers. Why do they have low poll numbers, y'all? It's because foundational Black Americans got rid of them. Cool. Why are the migrants going home? Because foundational Black Americans got rid of them. We got on our social code, found our ethnicity, our nationality, our lineage pride. And our lineage pride is taking over the world, y'all. There's only one lineage that matters, and it's foundational Black Americans. And we from right here, and that's what we built. And we're going to continue to build right here as we go to work today. FBA. Family, let me take it to the strizzies, because this is what the streets are saying about all of these people who come over here to America and want to act like us. This is what the streets are saying about Africans Americans, and this is what we're saying. Gatekeeping, regulating, certified, get out the paint, because FBA coming through. And when we come through, family, they can't stand next to us. Everybody got to get in the house. Talk to him, my sister.
What the hell is wrong with these entitled Africans and Caribbeans and immigrants that think that they are Black? You are African. You are Caribbean, just like we are American. Did you know that 92% of Black people's blood in America is native? That means it's only 8% African American blood up in his. Woo! You don't run shit. It didn't teach us nothing. We're not the evolution of you. Y'all have not evolutionized yet. All you did was come over here and start acting like us. Why don't you go home and figure out what the is going on at your house and get that together and do all the that you spew in your little open, wide mouth about us not doing in America? Why don't you do that at home? You don't do at home, but get told to get the home and can't do nothing. You barely can eat at the house, but you bring your ass over here and you enjoy being a Black American, and you ain't Black. You're African, and I'm not African. I'm American. I'm full-blooded American. I ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm American. We different. We not the same. You're an immigrant. I am not that. Marcus Garvey tried to disenfranchise us in 1920, called it Go Back to Africa, where we not from. You know who he was in cahoots with, where he got the money from for that? Democrats. Jesse Jackson tried to give up our rights to this whole land by calling us some damn African Americans. And like I said, 92% of our blood don't even have African in it. So him too, Democrat. Oh, and this last final boss, evil that they pulled about this dual citizenship with Ghana, the same Ghana that sold your ass into slavery. They're going to get money from your investments for going back. You dummies. What the hell?
Woo! I be damn. We in the building. Family, you heard what the sister said. Because the sister's saying exactly what we say, because we all brothers and sisters. And all of my brothers and sisters are from right here in the United States of America, as well as my mama, as well as my daddy, and my whole entire family tree, including every last one of y'all. See, nobody's going to ever make us what we don't want to be and what we're just not. Jesse Jackson in the 1980s came up with African American. There is a billion-dollar industry to try to reclassify us because they don't want you to be you. Family, they don't want you to be a Black American, because with Black American cultural pride, that brings so much energy. Why? It's because we're so strong. We've done so much. You can't have us identifying who we are and putting our name and our jacket on what we've become. You can't have that. That is a threat to the system. Well, goddamn it, the system's very, very threatened right now, because we found out what it was. How many of y'all, and I'm asking this question, I mean this from right here. How many of y'all, when you were a kid, said, how the hell can we be African Americans and we ain't never been to Africa? Family, I knew this when I was like 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, I was like, hold up. How the hell am I supposed to be an African Americans and ain't no way in hell I ever been to Africa? And at that time, I ain't even met somebody from Africa. I'm going to be real. I don't eat African food. All right. I know some people say, well, you know, I try their food. Listen, I don't. All right. My food, my cuisine comes from foundational Black America. And if we ever do anybody else's stuff, it tastes way the hell better than theirs. Family, it is what it is. And all the tethers, I know y'all watching right now, because the tether's been tapping in and we've been having these tethers having crash outs. Keep on crashing out. I want you to. But how many times did foundational Black Americans, meaning every last one of y'all, how many times did y'all sit there and say, how the hell can somebody say that we're from Africa and we've never been? This is where they want to have us, fam. They want to have us in a position claiming things that we've never been to. You don't do that to anybody else. I'm going to tell you now. If you say that you're an African American, you might as well say that you're a Jupiter humanoid. You might as well say you're a Mars humanoid. Might as well just be from the moon then. Shit, if we just running around here claiming places, I guess I'm a billionaire. Let's just identify as. All right, since everybody else identifies as, they want us to identify as an African. I ain't no African. If Africans want to be Africans, go ahead. You can have that. An African got here last night. Elon Musk is an African. He's been to Africa way more than any of us. We are foundational Black Americans. So no longer will they separate us from this landmass. No longer will they separate us from our ancestors. No longer will they separate us from our accomplishments. We done took all of that in this generation, rounded it up, and we putting it in their face. So as I said, African American, that term, that misnomer, that bullshit has been officially canceled. And I'm talking about right now. And Jesse Jackson, you can take that back. And you can holler at Al Sharpton, you can holler at John Lewis, or any of these C-O-double-Ns that want to use that term. Y'all taking and run with it. But foundational Black Americans, we bringing that power. That's why we running everything. And as I say, we running stuff, fam. I want y'all to see this. This is what they're out here trying to put on us, fam. This is what they're trying to get foundational Black Americans to be a part of. And we ain't having none of it. Look how these people are so obsessed with our lineage, fam. We're going to have a lot of questions tonight. We're going to break down all the receipts. Everybody, smash that like button. You rocking with the Black Alpha Network. We in here, fam. 28,000 subscribers. I appreciate the love, y'all. The voice of empowerment. Appreciate it. #1 activist. But family, why everybody care about what we claim? Foundational Black Americans, we ain't trying to separate nobody. How come everybody's got foundational Black American history in their mouth? Mind your own. Mind your damn own. And when I say mind your own, I'm talking about tethers like this. All right? These TikTok tethers are having meltdowns, family. Somebody call 911, all right, and call ICE in the process. Listen to this tether right here going on a whole charade about why we need to get together with all of Africa and why all of Africa could dominate the world if FBA just played along.
Just happened to say, if all African peoples across the globe united to demand reparations from the West, we could end this empire today. I don't know what the it is with this weird obsession that Black Americans have with holding ourselves and the fact that we are descendants of slaves over everybody else. But I just want to remind y'all that there are descendants of slaves, African descendants of slaves, all up and down the Americas, baby. As a matter of fact, the majority of enslaved African people didn't even come to these shores. They went.
Yeah, like your parents. Yeah, like you. This ain't no Black American family. On this broadcast today, we're going to break down all of these undercover FBAs. Anybody who was in my space last night, and by the way, we had a record-breaking space, me, Marcel Dixon, Dr. Randy Short. We had a plethora of phenomenal speakers. Family, we had somebody come in there last night and said he was 25% FBA. Fam, they're going to go from 25% FBA to 15% FBA. You're going to get 7 3/4 FBA. How come the whole world wants to be foundational Black Americans, but they do not like the real foundational Black Americans? We are going to examine that, break that down today on this broadcast, family. This woman is not a foundational Black American. Neither are these two other tethers I'm about to show you, and neither are all the tethers who are spying right now to this broadcast listening. You not FBA. You not the original FBA. You take your ass back to Port-au-Prince or to Kingston or to Jamaica, right near the beach, boy. But get the hell up out my land. Checkmate.
Went to the shores of the Caribbean and South America. People love to uphold Black American resistance as the crown jewel of all African resistance. And let me tell you, okay, we owe a lot of thanks to our brothers and sisters in Haiti and Jamaica, because without them revolting when they did, we would not have been free when we were.
That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. You're lying, homegirl. You're lying, Miss Curry Chicken. You're lying straight up and down. And by the way, who is we? Family, how many we's have y'all heard lately? Doesn't every single day they we, and all of us. No, there ain't no damn we. Soon as they come out and start talking that Haiti stuff, they make it look like Haitians showed up on a boat and just freed us and just pulled the chains and shackles off of us. No, don't hit me with none of that. Haiti was inspired by what we did. And by the way, how'd that work out for them? Okay, not so good.
Because without them revolting when they did, we would not have been free when we were. The Haitian Revolution literally destabilized the Western Empire that existed in Europe. And the West has never let them forget it, which is why they're in debt right now. While y'all boast about the profitability of Black American culture, our tax dollars are literally being used to bomb children in Somalia. They are being used to work with Kenya so that we can have boots on the ground in Haiti.
In all of those countries in Africa, they're all in bed with the United States government as well. Fam, do not let these people come over here and say, y'all Black Americans, y'all got pride in America. Do you know what your government does to Africa? Do you know what governments in Africa do to Africa? Do you know that the African presidents are walking around here with Make America Great Again hats? I ain't lying. So don't let none of these people come over here and tell you that Black Americans are somehow responsible for what our government does to Africa when Africans sell out their own governments. Yeah, all that is about to get broke down today. And again, this is not a we, homegirl. Now, you may say we because you speak French because you're probably from Haiti, or perhaps even Jamaica. But this woman ain't no damn foundational Black American. And fam, is she covering up that goddamn hairline? Somebody talk to me. What is she wearing? This woman is wearing a damn quilt on her head. All right, she's wearing tablecloth. Fam, this woman is covering up the hairline. She's using we left and right. She's talking about the Haitian Revolution. She's talking about Africa, and she got about 15 nose rings. This woman is not a foundational Black American. All she is a fleeing tether. Easy work.
Profitability of Black American culture. Our tax dollars are literally being used to bomb children in Somalia. They are being used to work with Kenya so that we can have boots on the ground in Haiti. Your tax dollars are going to AFRICOM that is actively trying to destabilize the Sahel states that are looking for independence from the West right now. So if you think being born on this land makes you more exceptional than other Black people, if you think that being born on this land means that you get to have all of your comforts on the backs of African people all across the world, then congratulations, you've officially been into the American identity. Pat yourself on the back. If you made it this far into the video, go ahead and comment a middle finger emoji because America and its exceptionalism. Just have
F America? Did she just say F my great damn country? Did you just say F the greatest country in the world where you're sitting here right now begging us to come help you? Let me go ahead and give you a little update. You can't say F a nation in which you fled to, in which you speak the native tongue, and you're begging us to come in and lend assistance. That's not really a good pitch. No, it's not F America. No. It's F tethers. All right. Because when you're talking down on the United States of America, you're talking down on my grandma, on my great grandma, and my great great grandma, and my great grandfather. And we're not going to go there because one thing foundational Black Americans have done, y'all, we done fought in every war. OK, we fought in every war. And contrary to belief, we weren't fighting in these wars for the dominant society. We were fighting in these wars because this is our country. We built it. And this is my home. That's why foundational Black Americans were doing all of that fighting. They always want to say, well, y'all was fighting for America for this, that, and the other thing. Y'all fight for America and y'all fight your own people. Fam, do you know right now in Africa, Africans have their weapons pointed at other Africans while the dominant society got them on strings? Oh, no talk about that. Can we talk about how in Haiti, they're being funded by America to fight other Haitians? Oh, no talk about that. What about Jamaica? Oh, no talk about that. So the same people who get mad at foundational Black Americans for standing up for the country that we belong to, that we created, are the same exact people who fight each other. Yeah. So every single thing that they can say, we could say right on back to them. And fam, you're seeing a hell of a lot of these fake ass ops. Fam, these folks are really out here trying to pretend that they're foundational Black Americans. They're even out here fake interviewing each other. Fam, I'm telling you, listen, I done seen it all. I have seen it all, y'all. This is getting very, very spooky in Tetherland. Tethers are out here interviewing each other, pretending that they're foundational Black Americans. They're hiding their hairlines with hats and caps. They're hiding their hairlines with tablecloth like that last tether. They're putting everything on their head to hide that hairline that's doing this, because they know that that hairline that's doing this is exposing them. Watch this right here, fam. Look at this video, and I'm asking the foundational certified right now. Are these both Africans right here? I got a real good question. I want to know, do you guys feel that these are both Africans? And for the record, just to give you a little hint, this one right here that you're looking at on your screen, this is the one who says that he's a Black American. Yeah. So if this one is saying he's a Black American, wait until you see the next one. Family. We done had $5 FBAs. We done had 25% FBAs. Now you got these $0, no dollar, negative 25% FBAs. You're having an African interviewing an African pretending that they're us. And what are they using, y'all? They are both using the term African American. That's why we're all right now ending, canceling, erasing the term African American. Watch this right here, fam. This guy is pretending to be a Black American, and the other guy says he views all of us as slaves because we can't go nowhere, but he can go home if he wants to.
I'm African American. He is straight African. How do you see African Americans?
I see y'all as slaves.
And what makes us slaves?
Because you built a nation that controls you.
How does it control us? We got NBA, NFL, we running it.
They use you as dancers and entertainers.
But they paying us $100 million plus.
Yeah, but then they own the money.
So do Africans, how y'all see African Americans?
Huh?
How do Africans see African Americans?
We see y'all honestly as, if you want the truth, we see y'all as our heroes that have given up on themselves.
But I know not Americans that see y'all, they be like African booty scratchers.
It's the persona that the white man has printed on you to dismiss your brother. Because you got to divide me to conquer me with you.
But you divided us and said we are slaves.
Yeah.
But they got y'all too, ain't it?
No, they don't.
You ain't I'm your brother. I'm lost though.
Because I can say tomorrow, if I'm done with this shit, I could go home. You can't done with this shit, I could go home. This shit, I could go home. You can go home. You can't go home. You can't go home. You stay here.
Fam, are these both Africans? Brothers and sisters, I'm asking y'all right now. Are we dealing with two Africans right here? This looks like those are both Africans, fam. I don't believe that one is an African and the other is a Black American. I don't believe that. Did y'all hear that? Dude says, how do you feel about Black Americans? He said, we view y'all as slaves. Y'all heard that? I heard it. We all heard it straight up and down. Dude said, I view y'all as slaves. That's what he said. And then he said, because he can go home anytime and we can't go home. That's what he said. This is what they tell us, fam. These are the same people who say they're African Americans. That's the Jesse Jackson African American crowd. That's it right there, fam. The first person that we showed with the tablecloth around her hairline that was going backwards, that first one, the Haitian lady, she ended up saying descendants of slaves. They love using that. This guy right here, what did he start using? He started saying African American. They love using that. But you see the common denominator in both of them is that they're both anti-FBA. They're anti-Black American. They're anti-us. And that's how they really feel. Do not allow these people to come around here and start trying to tell you how they have so much affection. See, on one side, they pretend that they want to be down with us and say we're all Black and we're all melanated. Don't we all look alike? As soon as you walk away and they get behind closed doors amongst themselves, then you turn into a Kata, you turn into Jareer, you turn into slave, like he just said. Now the cameras are rolling, fam. These people are going to show you 100 different faces, and each one is going to be anti-FBA. That's how they really feel about us. The days of them kind of keeping this secret is over. What I love so much about this era is that we're exposing how people really feel. What's done in the dark comes to light. And now the light is showing that all of these people are anti-us. And by the way, if you can go home, then how come you ain't went home? And by the way, we don't have to go home. We are home. Again, it's this notion that we're not home. This man said, when things go bad for you, y'all have to stay here. When things go bad for him, he can leave. Well, guess what? When you leave, you're going to a worse situation. You would not be here. Fam, when you see a tether, they're already a failure. If not, they wouldn't be here in the first place. Can we say the quiet part out loud about all these fleers? You only flee is if your country is already bad. I've never seen somebody leave a functioning country. This is why Black Americans, this is why white Americans, this is why Hispanic Americans, no one ever wants to leave America. Everybody wants to come to America because we got a popping country based on us. We bring all the energy here. They want to leave their country. I'm talking about the Jamaicans and the Haitians. I'm talking about all of Africa. They want to come here to the United States of America because they're not popping. Black Alpha, I say this all the time. Your country going to be as popping as the people in it. If the people in it ain't popping, then your country is going to be in ruins. It's going to be a third world country. If your country is popping and everybody wants to run to it, get a piece of it, get a piece of the pie, then that means the people there are popping. How do you know? It's because in America, everybody acts and dresses like foundational Black Americans. Therefore, we're the ones who get this thing popping. It's easy work, like a part-time job. And we just putting it on the table. So you can see right there that he feels that we're slaves and he feels that foundational Black Americans can't go nowhere. But in the meantime, in between time, his ass is right here. And foundational Black Americans ain't going nowhere. Get his things, pack them up, fam, because I promise you right now, when ICE comes to calling, he going to be the first one screaming because all the tethers scream when it got to leave. But African American, descendants of slaves, those are terms that they love saying. And let me show you something. Brothers and sisters, us in this generation, the grassroots, we're letting it be known. We ain't no damn African. And even if an African wants me to be an African, I'm still not an African. If an African tells me I came from Africa, I'm still not from Africa. If an African wants me to put down my Black American flag so he can pick it up and wave it, that ain't gonna happen neither. We are FBA And we're letting the whole damn world know. And the streets are talking. If you don't believe me, listen to what the streets say. Fam, this is the rebuttal for all that nonsense he was just talking. Let me get rid of that tether musty energy. Let me bring in some FBA vibes. You tell me who won. I see them, they run. Shout out to Tupac.
Somebody got mad at me because I said I'm not African American.
I am not part of an African diaspora, nor am I an African. So please do not include me when y'all talk about Americans being from Africa on this African diaspora. If y'all want to talk about the indigenous world or the different indigenous melanated people, cool, we can talk about like that. But when y'all start talking about an African diaspora and us and that, don't put me in that us, because I'm not a part of an African diaspora. The migration my ancestors did was the Great Migration.
Since we're sending out reminders, this is just a friendly reminder that Black Americans are not African. We are not African American.
If y'all gonna call us African Americans, then make sure you call the Haitians African Haitians. Make sure you call the Jamaicans African Jamaicans. Because why are we the only members of the diaspora with Africa? Let's talk about it. Prior to Jesse Jackson in the 1980s, Black Americans had no with Africa. In fact, no Black American wanted to be called African American. There was a huge pushback against that because there was no with Africa prior to that. And that's only 40 years ago. It's not a long time ago. Prior to that, we were Negroes and we were Black. Africans don't care about Caribbeans not being called African because Caribbeans aren't popping like us. We are Africans and Caribbeans' only claim to fame. We were never African. Get over it.
Damn! Did the brother just say exactly what we be saying? They only care about us claiming Africa because we the only ones popping out here in these streets. They don't care about the Haitians. They don't put that jacket on them. They don't care about the Jamaicans. They don't put that jacket on them. Hell, you can say it about the Afro-Brazilians. You can say it about the Afro-Mexicans. Ain't it funny? When Juneteenth passed, all the Mexicans want to talk about Afro-Mexicans. But how come ain't nobody telling them that they're really from Africa? Because they want foundational Black American style. Because foundational Black Americans get it popping. And everybody else is just watching. My brother's speaking the truth. And if you like what he said, wait until you hear what the sister says.
Listen, if I gotta be called an African American, why Jamaican don't gotta be called African Jamaican, African Haitian, African Cuban, African Dominican? Why is America the only place where this colored people gotta call themselves African American? Then they try to make it seem like we hate ourselves. Then everybody else hate themselves too because nobody else is putting African in front of their shit. We could be indigenous all around the world except for America. America's the only place that Black people isn't. Everybody else get to claim their land. Even with that Moana movie, and people was like, oh, they're Black. And they was like, oh, we don't consider ourselves Black, or we don't consider ourselves African. We're not of African descent. Nobody bothered them. Nobody bothered them. But somehow Black Americans is on y'all mind so much that y'all want to tell us we African American. Well, y'all put African in front of all of y'all stuff, and then maybe we'll follow suit. Not going to bully me into something I don't want to do. What's wrong with y'all? And don't come in my comments with that, okay? If you haven't done your genealogy or your research, don't come in my talking.
Y'all honestly don't know how the African American thing came up at all. Y'all seem to keep thinking that people gave us that moniker. That's not how it came about. Jesse Jackson is the one that did it, not people. Y'all kind of need to, again, y'all need to do your research. You know nothing about this place, and yet y'all want to try and take it over. It's wild business.
Somebody got
damn right. Man, I'm telling everybody, this delineation is so strong, nobody can stop it. Nobody. Family, I'm telling you right now, not only are we taking over the world, we doing it with a style that can't nobody match. Right now, foundational Black Americans, we're the ones who are taking over everything. Everybody's watching and observing us because we're that strong. We're that potent right now. Understand this. Foundational Black Americans, they're always trying to reclassify us, but nobody else has to deal with reclassification. Think about everybody else in terms of reclassification. How come it's always us? Remember, fam, Indians, Negro, Black, African American, and now they're trying to put the pause on foundational Black Americans. They do not want us to be reclassified into what we choose to be. And what we've done, by the way, fam, we've taken everything that they've ever said and we made that poppin'. Let me make this clear, okay? I'm gonna make this crystal clear. People see things that foundational Black Americans do, and it may start off in a bad way, but then we take it, put our own stamp on it, and move. One of the most underrated qualities about our lineage is spinning things into greatness. You can take something that is so bad and so wrong, let some brothers and sisters put their hands on it, and I guarantee you it's going to become exceptional. That's what we do. Everything we touch turns into gold, y'all. So I don't want to hear nobody running around here talking about something. Yeah, Negro's a bad term. Man, we can take Negro, flip it, and not everybody want to be a Negro. Don't everybody want to be an NIGGA? Damn right. Don't get it tangled and twisted, family. Everybody wants a piece of what FBA creates. We take things and spin it. The only reason you got these people running around, these $2 tontos talking about Indian, because we made it poppin'. Now everybody want to be the N-word. We made it poppin'. Everybody want to be an American. We made it poppin', because I remember a time when America was a bad word. When all those Africans, can we go there, fam? I remember a time where all of the Africans were telling us that Africa was the best place and America was the worst place. Damn, how things have changed. Damn. Now America is the popping place everybody wants to be. And you don't really hear all that anti-American talk. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice you don't really see that anti-American talk like you used to. Back in the old days, they'd be like, how dare you talk about America? You ain't from America. It's the worst place in the world. Now what they're trying to say is, ain't we all American, brother? Ain't we African American? It's funny that the Africans want to be African American now. But I remember a time when they told us, y'all can be American because we African. You see how things change? FBA get things popping. And that's exactly what our brother and sister were alluding to. And then on top of all of that, family, how come there aren't Haitian Africans, Jamaican Africans? They don't ever want to put the African jacket on them. Why? It's because they all work in cahoots to come against us. The same way Jesse Jackson worked in cahoots to come against foundational Black Americans with the reclassification. Let me make this clear. The dominant society was behind that. They used their civil rights Negroes from the late 1970s, early 80s, and they said, let's do another reclassification. See, Black Americans had too much cultural pride coming about after the civil rights era. The civil rights era, there was a renaissance. Right now, this is another renaissance that's occurring that we're all a part of. And the last renaissance was truly the civil rights era, going through the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s. It had a little bit in the, the 90s, but now this is a second phase of a renaissance era. So what they did, they said, wait a minute, you got too much Black pride. How do I start this show off all the time, fam? You're going to hear me say Free Huey. Free Huey comes from the Free Huey campaign. The Free Huey campaign comes from Kathleen Cleaver, who put it together, all right, who was the Minister of Information for the Black Panther Party. All of the Black pride and the froze out and the leather coats, a lot of people try to attribute that to Stokely Carmichael. Stokely Carmichael was just riding the wave of what FBA was doing. And that's no disrespect to Stokely Carmichael. But all that Black power, we've been talking about Black power back in the day. I got footage of Muhammad Ali saying, oh, no, we Black. He was telling everybody back then, oh, we Black. See, Black became a thing back in the 1960s and 1970s. And as soon as it became Black, they ran back and said, no, African. And then they paid Jesse Jackson to try to spin that Blackness into African. And guess what? Everybody starts saying African American. And you've seen African American go up and you've seen Black go down. Even though all the statistics prove that Black Americans never wanted to be African American. Because like I said, when I was a kid, I knew I ain't never been to Africa. Never. Let me tell y'all a story. I think I told a lot of people this before, fam. When I was young, I went to Europe. When I was in Europe, and they got a hell of a lot of Africans over there, okay? Because remember, the Afro-European and the Euro-African, they're neighbors. But I'm going to get that to another day because they always talking about Black Americans, are they buddies? Doesn't Africa and Europe live side by side? Don't they have thousands of years of history of dealing with each other? I'm way over here on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean in a great state called Georgia. There's a big distance between me and Africa. There ain't that big of a distance between Mr. Lumbumba in Africa and Mr. Gunther in Berlin, Germany. Y'all are neighbors. So y'all need to be talking about how come y'all get along. How come y'all were making deals and selling Black folks? Yeah, if you really want to talk about who's a true ally and a true buddy, Black Americans aren't connected with Africa. Europeaners are connected with Africa. That's why they always came down and colonized you and gave you their damn Bible. But that's another topic. So don't talk about foundational Black Americans when you really need to be talking about them damn Euro Africans. Because if you ever go to Europe, all they got is Africans. Africans are all through Europe, fam. But when I was a kid, when I was over there, a little ass child came up to me, some freaking European kid. I don't know who the hell he was. I don't know where he's from. And y'all know what he said to me? He said, "You Black American? You Black American?" I might have been 7 years old, fam. He said, "You Black American?" He didn't call me no goddamn African. He didn't say, "Are you from Nigeria? Are you from Senegal? Are you an African?" Didn't say none of that. He knew that I was a Black American when I was about 7 years old. So do not tell me that they all see us as the same. Don't tell me if we all got pulled over, they gonna see us all as one big Black person. All that one big Black person only benefits people who want from FBA. We have delineated, separated, gatekeeping, and this is why they're trying to get us on our side, and foundational Black Americans are staying on our own side. Easy work. Look at this right here, fam. Now you got people running out here saying they 90% African. They're going to start playing with the numbers, y'all. They're going to start playing with the numbers. Watch this. This person said, "I'm just not mixed. I'm like 90% African." 90% African is a full African. But just like how y'all don't stay in your homelands, you're too afraid to admit what you are. Watch this.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but as an African American who looks real African, right? FBA are annoying as I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Like, it was once upon a time where I think they were just defending African Americans, but it's just become a point where you are becoming a nuisance. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because to them, I look too African, so they just automatically I'm African, even though I said plenty of times, South Carolina. My grandma from South Carolina.
Stop. I'm sorry. Family, did she just say that FBA are lame? Did she just say that FBA thinks that she looks like an African when she just said she's 90% African? So you're 90% African and you mad at us because we think that you're African. Yeah, because you are African. Now, I know your tether logic don't add up. I know that tethers are 17 in the second grade. I understand that. But damn, not even that math is computing right now. And what's up with these people in South Carolina? I said it last week. There's an influx of these fake tethers that claim to be from the South. They used to all say that they're from New York, but we expose that. So now you're starting to get all of these Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans who are claiming that they're from Mississippi, Alabama, and they love Carolina, y'all. This is an African. And remember, the first thing that came out her mouth was what? It was the term that we're ending tonight, African American.
Y'all. But as an African American who looks real African, right? FBA are annoying as I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Like, it was once upon a time where I think they were just defending African Americans, but it's just become a point where you are becoming a nuisance. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because to them, I look too African, so they just automatically I'm African, even though I said plenty of times, South Carolina. My grandma from South Carolina. I talk about South Carolina shit. They will still sit right here and question, are you actually African American because you look African? I'm not mixed. Right? I don't bleach. I'm not mixed. I don't perm my hair. That's probably the reason why. I just look black as fuck. Right? We not mixed in South Carolina. Niggas, some might be. I'm not. Right? My family's not. My town's not mixed. Everybody's just blackity black. Like, goddamn. Like,
what do you mean mixed? Who in the hell is mistaking this woman for a light-skinned person? Nobody's running around here thinking you're a mulatto, homegirl. I'm sorry to tell you. Is she saying that we think she's a mulatto, fam? This is that tether logic. We don't really know what point they're making because they're just trying to babble until we stop exposing them. They want to just run circles until we get tired and say, okay, you can have it, tether. No, you can't have it, tether. No. Nobody's confusing you with a mixed person. We're telling you that you're African, and to be honest with you, Mrs. Fufu the Third, you're telling us that you're African. And don't talk that South Carolina talk, because people I know from the South don't run around here and say they're 25%, 55%, 90% African. No, you are a full African and you're perpetrating like you are one of us, and you know damn well you're not. You ain't a Southern America tether.
I hate how just be talking because they don't know South Carolina like that, right? Like nobody gives a fuck about South Carolina, which I understand. But if you're going to speak about a bitch from South Carolina, you could at least know a little bit. Like y'all know how isolated the coast of South Carolina was. Like everybody on that side is probably like 85 to 95% African, like especially Gullah Geechee, right? Especially Gullah Geechees, they're like 90% African too. But like, yeah, like I'm just 90% African. That's why I look black. The rest of you like 70, right? Y'all white. You're that's why you're confused. You're white. That's why. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I want y'all to notice what she just did. Do you see that she tried to say that Black Americans are really white? Did y'all notice that right there? Did y'all catch that at the end? Did you see that? She's saying that really we're white. That's one of the things that Africans do. This is confirmation that she's an African. Watch how she starts to say, well, basically, like the last tether, y'all just slaves. How do y'all see us? We see y'all as slaves. Every time they say that they see us as slaves, basically that's them saying that we're white and we're not really black. She's going back to that 1990 tether talk where we weren't really Americans. We're really just a bunch of mixed black folks. This is what she's trying to pull. Anytime they call us a slave or call us white, that's them trying to say they're the real Africans and we're the generic Africans. This is what it is, fam.
% African, that's why I look black. The rest of you like 70, right? Y'all white. That's why you're confused. You're white. That's why. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Oh, we're confused. You notice that there. There you go. Okay, Tether. All right. That's what they're doing, fam. That's that full-time Tether talk. That's what they tend to do. Oh, we're going to methodically break it down. Surgical. I'm surgical with it. This is what they do, fam. They always try to make us look like we're generic. So, therefore, since we're generic, they have access and they have ownership over everything that's really belonging to us. That is a hustle. That's a play. I tell everybody what they do is they come here to America and they try to run that village con artist game on us. That same real village con artist game that they run to each other on the internet and they run to each other when they're running from their homeland. That's what they try to pull on FBA. And then they find out that we're the ultimate hustlers. We invented the hustle. You can't hustle the hustler. I thought you knew that, foo-foo. So what they try to do, fam, is that they want to make Africa the centralized location. And we as foundational Black Americans, we're underneath that umbrella. And since we're underneath that umbrella, that means whatever we come up with, we have to send it to them. We got to give it to them. And then you start dealing with the dominant society who perpetuate that. This is why you're always seeing liberals typically pop out and say, y'all are really African. Let's put on some kente cloth. They're always trying to Africanize things. You would not see these Africanized Juneteenth parades that typically are Democratic sponsored. You would not see them wearing dashikis, having Jollof things. Name me a time you've ever seen a white person putting on some type of African gear, African garb, and trying to uplift Africa. They only do it when they're colonizing Africa or when they're trying to colonize foundational Black Americans with Africa. That's what she's trying to do right there. That's what she's trying to come up with. And we can see that from a mile away. So the very fact, fam, that she starts throwing out all those numbers. Notice that, fam. That just got into a real numbers game. 75, 22. I mean, y'all probably like 70. I mean, I think you over there, Jerome, is about 62%. And I'm thinking that Michelle over there, she's probably about 55%. See, they're all trying to throw these numbers out here, fam, to come up with some type of fake confusion to try to twist it up. In reality, we know damn well what they're doing. They're trying to make it look very murky. See, that's what they love, fam. Anytime someone's trying to lie to you, they want to make things look very murky, like you can't understand it. If you just knew better, you do better. That's really what she was trying to attempt. And trying to put it off on the South. Let me make this clear, because they love doing that, fam. They like saying, well, y'all don't understand the South, as if we ain't all from the South. As if we ain't all from the South. Because let me tell you something, Miss Fufu. Foundational Black Americans right here in the South, myself included, we know your ass ain't from the South. This little thing where they're going to be Africans and then try to make it look like they know about the South and we don't get the South. Have y'all been noticing that? They be trying to tell us that we don't really understand our culture and we don't really get it and we don't know what's going on in the South like that. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to run the whole, y'all just don't understand the South. The same way they tell us that we don't understand white supremacy. The same way they tell us we don't understand America. It's always something that they have that we just don't get. And then they turn around when we check them and say how we're being mean to them. All they do is they come up with nonsense and then they use us as a scapegoat in the process. That is the play that they're always trying to use on FBA. And one thing that we know for certain is that y'all don't identify as black anyway. So what you have here, fam, you have the New York tethers, the East Coast tethers, and they're very exposed. And you also having now this new wave of fake Southern tethers. And they're trying to talk with a Atlanta accent or an Alabama accent, and they love South Carolina. But in reality, family, they're from South Zimbabwe. And that's a long way away from the USA. You understand? Watch this right here. This lets everybody know what we've already known, and we've been putting it on the table. Y'all don't want to be black now since we made it popping, because remember, y'all didn't never see blackness until you came here to America. Y'all never identified with being black until you came here to the USA. So don't try to get on board with blackness since we made it popping. Foundational Black Americans, certified black society. If you don't see black over there in your homeland, then you can't claim it in my homeland. Watch this right here, fam. These are the tethers out here trying to say that they never identified as black. West Indies and Africans will tell you they aren't black. Then they will gaslight you after you agree with the sentiment they've been saying for decades. Gaslighting.
I don't identify myself as a black person anymore. I identify myself as a Jamaican person.
I mean, I've always identified as a Grenadian.
American one, I'm not black. Everybody was shocked at that statement. Like, you're not black? What are you then? Like, I'm a person. What is black? So what are you? Yellow, like lemonish green? What is
with?
It's difficult because I don't identify as being black. Also, like I was
not black, I'm African. No. There's a big difference. I came in a plane, they came in chains. I'm passenger in their cargo.
And I came in a plane, they came in chains. Black Americans are cargo and Africans are passengers. Do you guys see this anti-FBA rhetoric? Do you guys see why we're delineating? Do you see why we're gatekeeping our culture and we're not out here playing nice? This is why right here. These people have vitriol for you, brothers and sisters, to use that slavery that we had to go with, even though they've been enslaved on their homeland, including now, because slavery still exists in Africa. They always dump slavery on us. Did I not just say that they do what? They say that we're slaves and they say we're white and they're the true African. And guess what? This African is saying that, and look who laughs, a white woman who they really love.
I came in a plane, they came in chains. I'm passenger in their cargo.
Look at that tether showing out for Karen. Look how that tether's trying to show out for Karen. Making jokes about us, family, so he can get him some laughter from Becky.
And I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I never really saw myself as a black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, it's something else.
I'm not black. This is black. I'm not black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
I don't like this. Like, why are you telling me I have to do this because I'm black when it's been already pointed out that I'm Haitian? Why do I now have to submit to this idea of being black? That makes absolutely no sense to me. And that's what you don't get. A lot of people are
black. I have never and will never identify myself as black.
God damn, y'all. Y'all see that football field right there? You better identify as Arrowhead Stadium where Kansas City plays. You better identify as where the Super Bowl's at, because they got a whole goddamn football field right there. Jesus.
And I'll elaborate as to why I'm saying this, because this is needed in your, so you can pretty much understand that just because I look like you, that does not mean I identify myself as such. So for instance, sweetheart, I am Congolese.
The world is colorblind. I'm not a black man. Yeah. Look at my face. Yeah. I'm more like brown.
And
I'm not black. Let me say that again. I am not black. Okay?
Hear me out. Growing up, my mom absolutely hated when we refer to ourselves as black. She's like, you're not black, you're Nigerian.
I don't identify.
There you go, fam. I hope you were keeping count of all of the different places in which they said they were not black. You heard the Congolese. You heard Haiti. You heard Nigeria. Fam, these people are from all over. Remember, Africa's way over there on the continent. And then all of the Haitians and the Jamaicans, they're right there in the Caribbean. But they all have the same common denominator, fam. What is that? they're all saying that they're not black. So isn't it real funny that they'll say, I look like you, but you're not black? Let me tell you this as well, fam. If somebody says they don't see blackness, but they see white supremacy, then you dealing with an op. Isn't it funny, y'all, that these people will always tell you that they don't see black, but they always seem to see white? Matter of fact, that tether number 33 right there, he was talking and he was running around here trying to get laughs from Karen. They always claim that they don't see blackness, but they see white very well. They got X-ray vision when it comes down to seeing white folks because that's who they really love. And by the way, fam, if they don't see color at all, they just don't see color, how come they always see the damn colonizer? You see the colonizer very well. It's funny how they need to get eye exams when it comes to blackness. But let it be the colonizer show up and they say, oh, the blonde hair, oh, the blue eyes. Oh, I just see it so good. I could not see. I was blind yesterday. I can see clearly now. The Joloff's gone. But then all of a sudden they turn around and say that we not black. Then damn it, you ain't black. Fam, it's like this. You don't want to be black, cool. How many of y'all remember a time when black folks were always trying to convince other people they were black? That's that 1990s stuff. That's that 1980s talk. You know you black, right? I ain't not black. Me no black. You black. This is black. That's not black. I know black man. And we were always trying to convince people that they're really black. Now we saying to hell with it. How about this? You ain't black and we the only black people in the world. Now they say, oh, no, wait, I am black. I said me no black. No really means yes on Saturday afternoon at 12. You said it at 11:59. You nigga, you lied to me. That's that American hustle, you FBA. Nah, 11:59, 12:59. Your ass said you don't want to be black, then you ain't black. How about that, family? We can just let all of them folks not be black. You just ain't got to be black. Fam, we ain't asking these people. We ain't trying to tell them. The days of trying to convince people that they're black are over. We've done that. We've seen what it was. They made it clear they're not rocking with us. They're not rocking with black. They want to be Congolese. They want to be Haitian and Jamaican. Fine, have that. But now since we got to pop in, don't come back over here. Don't come back over here. It's funny how all them people were me no black. Now all those people are I'm black American too. Nah, hell no. Same way it went from you guys are Akatas to we are brothers. Nope, nope. You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna play in our face. Nope. Fam, foundational black Americans, we are the only people that matter. I'm going to make that clear because at the end of the day, fam, we're not out here playing nice. Anytime you start feeling real friendly and real nice and calm, then you go ahead and you go play volleyball. You can get a beach and you have a ball. You have a good time. Delineation ain't for you. Delineation is made for the strong. This is a nasty business, fam. And sometimes you got to tell people hell to the gnaw because when you don't tell people hell to the gnaw, you start getting this type of vibe right here. And I want everybody to notice something. These people are not trying to tether onto you at 22%, family. I've never seen a tether say I only want half of what black Americans got. I only want a partial piece of their citizenship. Remember, tethers tether at 100%. So you better gatekeep at 100%. There's nothing in between. Watch this guy right here. He says that all y'all in the chat, everybody, we in here deep right now. 2.5 thousand and we ain't even been on an hour. A lot of people are tuning in tonight to see the end of the African American. Well, let me show you an African who's talking reckless about black Americans. He says, we're still blaming immigrants. The real reason you're falling behind, finding gold and disruptions, real talk edition. Watch this tether say, FBA is just upset with them.
Shame on you. Yeah, I said it. You're still blaming immigrants for your ineducation, for your poverty, for your stagnation. Yes, you, I was born here. The my people built this. The America is mine crowd. You're mad at a barefoot runner who started behind the line and still lapped you. The system may be broken, but it was broken in your favor first. And instead of building, you've been busy blaming. Immigrants didn't defund your school. They didn't redline your grandma's house. They didn't gut your pensions. They didn't replace your job with a robot. You know who did. Yes, you do. You know who did. And instead of organizing, you laughed when they struggled with English. You told them to go back home, as if home wasn't where the hard fights hardest to eat. You mocked the men in kitchens. You mocked the women cleaning bathrooms. And you mocked the kids with accents. And now their English is better than yours. Now their kids are top of the class. Now that illegal has got a business license and owns a fleet of trucks. Now the quinceañera dress made your daughter's prom look like she borrowed it from Goodwill. And you're mad. You're not mad because they stole anything. You're mad because they did it with nothing. And you had everything. And you still stayed still. The billionaire told you they were the problem and you believed him. He waved a flag in one hand and stole your future with the other.
Hey, good evening. If you're a part of the African community, please stay here. There's a new pyramid scheme going around in the African community, especially the Nigerian community that I know. It's called LSC. I think it's a pyramid scheme. I can see a pyramid scheme from a mile away. It primarily targets like older African people. You gotta like pay a subscription. I think like $2,000 to begin. And it's like a game where you put some sort of numbers or money and it guarantees you some type of money. It is a
freeze. The first guy is saying how bad we are and we can't get along. But this African guy right here is saying that they got a new scheme in Africa where young Africans are scamming older Africans. Damn, looks like Africans don't like each other.
A pyramid scheme. This is how it works. It uses the recruiting system, which means you have to recruit 5 people for you to be a quote unquote manager. And if you hire those 5 people and then you get points and then you get more points. And if those people hire more people, then you get more points. It is a pyramid scheme and African parents have fallen for this. And mine have also fallen for this. And it's so sad. They're playing this nonsense game all day and I'm tired of it. I'm trying to convince them it is a scheme.
Wait a minute. I thought Africans had culture. I thought that they were raised so much better than us. I could have swore I seen the Tether just the other day say how they were raised so good and they respected their elders, but yet they're scamming on each other. First off, y'all caught it. This man said they're smarter than us because we have in education. In education. What? What in the hell are you talking about, Tether man? These people will always speak how they truly feel now that them cameras are rolling on us. And you see that they're scamming against each other. Y'all notice there was never no diaspora issue when foundational Black Americans were saying people of color or minority or African American. Notice that this whole diaspora situation only started to happen when we started saying foundational Black Americans. When we were minorities and people of color, no talk. Everything was good because those terms worked for them. Soon as we start saying foundational Black Americans, then out of nowhere, it's, oh, wait a minute. Why are you being xenophobic? How come you being divisive, nigga? No, How come there was no divisive and xenophobic when people were calling us African American? How come there was no divisive and xenophobic when people were calling us minority? How come? How come it only became divisive and xenophobic when we start saying foundational Black American freedmen and we built this country? I'm going to tell you why. That's because you can't get in on the FBA. You can run with minority. You can run with person of color. You can run down the block and around the corner with that Jesse Jackson bullshit of African American. But you can't play and you can't remix what we call ourselves. That's why we found our cultural pride, everybody. We found our cultural pride, and it's such a powerful situation. You can look right now in every aspect of America, in the whole society, across the nation, and you can see people being affected simply by us finding our cultural energy. Cultural energy is why the Democrats have those low numbers, and a lot of people think that that party is going to crash. Cultural energy that we have created is the reason why Julio Gonzalez is going home. Cultural energy is why Africans are getting cut off. Did you just see that Donald Trump, he banned all of those African nations from coming over to an African summit? He's having an African summit here in America, and he said half the African countries can't even come. Do you see right now that Ghana is kicking out all the Nigerians? They got a whole thing. I think it's going to be on the 19th. Okay. They're going to have a whole protest of people in Ghana telling Nigerians, you better get the hell up out of here. So you're seeing the African on African crime. Yeah, more than what it already is anyway. Only difference is, fam, is that the cameras is rolling and everybody got the pictures of it because foundational Black Americans told them, you can't come over here. So now they got to stay over there. Everybody talks about people coming into the country, and then we talk about closing the borders. Let me give you the flip side of it, because we talk about people having to stay home or go home, right? We'll say, go home, Mr. Fufu, go home, Mr. Tether. Well, let me tell you the flip side of that. We don't ever talk about what happens when they got to go back home. We don't ever talk about that. We just say, get the hell about America. We see them getting deported, see them getting snatched up, right? But what happens when these people go home? Now, the same resources that they try to steal from us, they got to go get it back home. And they can't get it back home because if they could get it back home, they would never been in my home. So now you're starting to see a lot of nationwide turmoil in all of those countries in Africa, as well as Jamaica. We seen the prime minister of Jamaica. He came out and said, don't you come back to Jamaica with that crime. You better not. You better keep your ass over there with it. You see? See, they don't mind crime when it's coming over here in our communities as they get dropped off at in areas that occupy 70% of us. Oh, they don't care about that. No, they cool with that. But as soon as that damn crime starts knocking on their door, then it becomes such a dreaded damn thing. Yeah, a very dreaded thing. So the reason why you're seeing so much turmoil that's starting to uptick in Africa is because Africans can no longer come here to America. That door has been closed. Now that one way that came here is a one way going back there. And it's been proven that they cannot live amongst each other. So it sounds like they're going to have to hold their own Jollof because foundational Black Americans, we don't eat that any goddamn way. Let me show y'all this right here. The culture pride that we've been finding has been sweeping throughout the United States of America. People do not believe me. Watch this sister right here. I'm not African American again. Family, all you've been seeing is Black Americans letting it be known. We are not African Americans, and we're not asking, we're telling you. We ain't begging. Nobody's out here saying, can you please stop calling us that? We're saying we are foundational Black American freemen. You will address us as such. And this sister puts it down so eloquently.
Like I said before in previous videos, I don't give a fuck. I speak my truth. I say whatever I feel, whatever is the truth to me, whatever I feel. So with that being said, I don't like being called a motherfucking African American. I'm not no fucking African American. When I fill out my paper and it asks race, bitch, I put other.
Damn. This is what delineation looks like. For anybody who don't understand delineation, this is what we're talking about right here. I told them what delineation looked like. Somebody pull out that damn tether spray. Get your tether spray today, okay? Because we spraying all the tethers away. This is what it is when FBA let the whole goddamn world know. This is what it is when we say we ain't no damn African. We fill out anything other than. You're not going to call Black Americans African when we say that we ain't Africans. Again, we are not asking, we telling it. Say it again, my sister.
I speak my truth. I say whatever I feel, whatever is the truth to me, whatever I feel. So with that being said, I don't like being called a motherfucking African American. I'm not no fucking African American. When I fill out my paper and it asks race, bitch, I put other. I'm not no motherfucking African American. I'm not no goddamn African. African and Black people are totally fucking different. We are not the same. We are not the same. We don't live how they live. We don't talk how they talk. We don't look how they look. I mean, none of that. We don't believe in nothing that they fucking believe in. Baby, listen. Africans don't even like us. Let's start there. Okay, Africans don't even like us, boo. You would think we looking at white folks when we look at Africans. They snare their nose up. They barely hold a conversation. Some of them do. I ain't saying all of them. Don't get me wrong now. I ain't saying all of them. But what I am saying is that some of them motherfuckers don't like us. I prefer to be called a Negro American. I take that over motherfucking African. I'm not no goddamn African. I don't even know where the fuck y'all got this shit from. I ain't never been to Africa. I don't speak African. I don't wear them things that they be wearing. I don't wear that thing on top of my head. I don't wear them clothes. I don't wear the motherfucking sandals. Like, no. Where do y'all get that I'm a fucking African American in? Where did y'all get the term African American? Baby, I'm not no fucking African. I'm Black. I am Black, baby. I'm not African. So we need to wrap this shit up by tomorrow because I'm tired of being called a motherfucking African American. I ain't no motherfucking African. I'm a Black woman. Like I said before in previous, I'm a motherfucking African. I'm a Black woman. African. I'm a Black woman. Like I said before.
Yes, you are a certified Black woman. Because remember, Mrs. Fufu number 75 said that she no Black. Mrs. Joloff, number 89, says she no black. Since they don't want to be black, then you ain't black and I ain't African, so you can keep it on that page. Easy work, easy damn work. That's what it is, fam. And I want everybody to notice the energy that is coming from our community, okay? I want everybody to see it. You see that sister's energy? Her energy matches y'all energy, because I'm seeing y'all right now. Y'all light up the panel. By the way, best chat in the whole world. We used to be the best chat on the planet, and now we the best chat in the whole damn universe. Make it clear. This right here, family, is what we're saying. FBA ain't out here trying to explain, complain, or apologize. We let them know this is all about us, and you are going to address us as we say. No longer are people going to classify us. You got to understand, fam, how come nobody else gets reclassified? Nobody else gets reclassified. This like classification thing is something that they're always trying to put on us. A lot of people are talking about trying to get our classifications known, fam. It doesn't even matter at this point. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's about what we call ourselves. That's what it's really about, fam. It's about how we identify. You can put African American on every single paper as long as we see that and we put an other, checkmate. As long as we see that and say, boom, somebody say, hey, African American, we don't look. Hell no. As long as we denounce it publicly, then you're going to see things change socially. So it's not necessarily just about us going to these places. It's not necessarily just about foundational Black Americans trying to get things changed up. It's about foundational Black Americans being the change that we want to see. Remember, y'all, we didn't have to go to these people to get our country popping. We didn't have to go to these people to go get reparations. Reparations is a situation because we've been saying it has to be. That's why. So all we got to do, fam, is just stay foundational Black American freedmen. I don't care if you're Black American, you foundational Black American, you certified foundational Black American freedmen. All of those work for me. But let me tell you what does not work. And let me tell you what we have ended right here today. That's African American. That's a wrap. Because like our sister was just saying, we don't rock with nothing that they do. And we also know that they're trying to hustle us and steal from us. Remember, we build, they steal. That's the different culture. We have nothing in common with people on the other side of the earth. Remember this, fam. If you just want to get to the meat and potatoes, the details, the nuances, you want to get to the logistics of it. These people are from a whole different side of the planet Earth, got whole different practices, got whole different culture, got whole different energy. They believe in different things. There's nothing about us that is the same as them. And it's not about them being us. It's about we as certifieds maintaining our own. These are different people, fam. You see Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. They fight each other and say they're different. Everybody's okay with that. Venezuelans and Cubans. Everybody's okay with that. You can look at the Dominican Republic and Haiti, who share the same island, and they fight all day about how they're not the same. Everybody's okay with that. Africa's fighting each other right now. Everybody's okay with that. But God forbid foundational Black Americans who are way over here in North America for thousands of years say that we're not like Africa, a place that our mama's mama, wait till this time tomorrow, mama's mama, 2 days from now, mama, never been to. Then it becomes such a dreaded thing. No. We ain't asking, we letting them know. And family, people been unearthing a lot of things that they've been up to lately in terms of trying to scam us. Watch this right here. These are some developments that are occurring where they're trying to truly scam the pocketbooks of FBA. I want y'all to watch this. This is the type of hatred that they have for us. And this is why brothers and sisters are out here really checking them, really calling out them hairlines and really pulling that paperwork. They are plotting on 1.7 trillion spending power of Black Americans. Watch this right here, fam. This shows you that they want to use African American so they can give our tangibles to Africans, because Africans are subservient and docile, and FBA will tear this motherfucking roof off. Watch this.
Our money for us to build up Africa. But we have been speculating, and I think everything just kind of popped off with the Essence Fest where people started digging and shit. But I had been doing a whole bunch of videos telling y'all. Now, this is on an African news site, okay, that tells us everything that's going on in Africa, okay? It's called the Africa Report or something like that. Answering the call, Diaspora Initiative looks to tap into 1.7 trillion African American purse. African American buying power could reach 1.7 trillion by 2030. With the African Union, AU, and the Joe Biden administration both promoting the diaspora as a key potential source of funding for the continent. Joe Biden, Democrats, I keep telling y'all about them. We already know the Republicans on bullshit, but I keep telling y'all the Dems is tearing us up. New opportunities. A few dozen investors and U.S. government officials attended the launch at the South African Embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, what the hell was U.S. government officials doing there? And why is they over there talking to these people about our money? Pay attention. This is the opportunity for us to take diaspora wealth and redirect it to include the continent. They want to take our money to build a continent that we don't even fucking live on. And did we volunteer for this mission? We've been saying these motherfuckers spent decades telling us that we are not African. They spent decades telling us that we are not African. We don't have no connection to Africa. We don't have African culture, none of that. And then they started doing a whole complete 180, turned around and started being like, oh no, y'all African, and got mad because we was not wanting to be called African American. We want to be called Black American.
Fam, this sister's doing a hell of a job breaking this down. You see exactly what we've been illustrating for several weeks right here on the Black Alpha Network, all of us together. Y'all see this right here. Y'all see the way it's going down. This is what all of the year the return was about. This was what all of that Joe Biden going over there to Africa and sliding them money. This is what it is. It's way deeper than just an Uber driver who shows up over here and says that we's all black, brother. This has all been a plan.
Keep telling y'all the reason why they all on Black Americans' neck is because of money. They realized we had some money. They did not give a fuck about us. They didn't care nothing about us. We always ask, what the fuck has Africa done for us? Not shit. But they sitting here having meetings and summits to plan what we are supposed to do for them. The people, I keep telling y'all, they consistently view us as chattel slavery. Okay? It's not just Europeans, it's them too. Because they came up off slavery in the first place. And they feel like we are the kids that got sent to America, and that our purpose is to send money back to them the same way they do their peoples that are already here. They feel like we owe them something because they got themselves up. And this is why they're mad about us delineating and us separating and us excommunicating, because they are mad because they had this plan to tap into our resources and tap into our money. They used to shout, go build up your communities, go focus on your communities, go do what you need to do for your communities, Black Americans. That's what y'all need to do. Now they sitting up here shouting, y'all need to build up Africa. Y'all need to take care of Africa. Y'all need to do for us. Everybody wants a piece of the goddamn pie, but treat us like dirt. Y'all better wake up to this shit and stop listening to them Pan-Africans. Them goddamn Pan-Africans, I call them scam Africans. Stop listening to them goddamn scam Africans who consistently try to find ways to tap into the Black American purse, but don't never ever actually end up doing shit for the Black American community. Umar, where the fuck that school at, bitch?
There you go. We been said it, fam. Everything that she just illustrated, how long we've been saying, it's way deeper than everything. That's what you call an erasure, fam. Let's go ahead and put that on the table. That's an erasure. There were a lot of key telltale signs that we seen that were going on. The reason why they want to use African-American family. When I say it's an erasure, I'm saying let's go all the way back to the 1980s and Jesse Jackson. Why do you think that we were Africanized in the first place, fam? Why do you think they fought like hell to get foundational Black Americans to never say Black? Why do you think right after the Black empowerment movement of the 1970s, they started telling everybody they were African-American? Why do you think right now with the FBA Renaissance, they're telling you again that you're African-American? They're running this African-American game every time we get on code in the grassroots. Every time the grassroots gets on code, then you turn around and what do you see, fam? You start seeing the overusage of what? The term African-American. The term African-American was a term that was created so they can spend our money back into Africa. Because if the dominant society had a choice between foundational Black Americans, riders, or the whole diaspora, you can add Africa and the Caribbean. They're going to pick them because they love massa. We don't give a damn. Massa can get this work every day and twice on Sundays. So this is what they've been trying to do. Fam, you think this right here was a coincidence? How many of you guys remember this? Right before Joe Biden ended up stepping out of office, he went over to Rwanda. What did he do when he got to Rwanda, family? He apologized for slavery. And when he apologized for slavery, he said, my nation's original sin to the delegation of African leaders for the unimaginable cruelty of slavery. And he offered them $55 billion as a Rwandan president mocks the U.S. in front of a laughing crowd. Rwanda, they were the only people who were like, hold on now. All the other African leaders, they said, we'll take the money, thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. So what I'm telling you right now is that Joe Biden went over there and he talked about chattel slavery in North America that affected our ancestors, but he said it was really the Africans. And let me tell you what the Africans did, y'all. They took the money and said, thank you. Chattel slavery in North America was so bad. What you did to us, even though us was foundational Black Americans, why they were the ones selling us. And you see why we delineate and we separate and we don't want a damn thing to do with African American fam. That's your reparations money right there. Essentially, he gave reparations to Africa for what Africans did to foundational Black Americans. You cannot make this up. As soon as we got hip to it, soon as we started calling it out, they said, I got an idea. Let's start calling them African American again. Maybe we can confuse them and they'll go along with it. It's easy, fam. Every time you turn around, every time you look, every time you observe, they'll pull out African American whenever we get too hot on them. Problem for them today is that foundational Black Americans, we in a place and they ain't stopping us now. We gonna call their ass bluff all the way down the street and around the damn corner. You see it. That's what this was, family. This was a cash grab. And Joe Biden went back over there. Fam, Joe Biden had about a month left of being president. One of his last stops was going back to Africa and giving them money. Anytime they say invest in Africa, it's what our sister was saying right there. It's not investing in Africa. It's taking foundational Black American spending power. All of that cash grab that you started seeing with Akon and then the year of the return, the Ghana government is like best friends with the United States of America. As a matter of fact, just when Dr. Kubar was over there in Ghana and he was talking about how the president went to see him, I showed everybody that you had delegates from Donald Trump and from Joe Biden's administration, because it was right before our election, they went over there to get Ghana to fall in place. This is why the president of Ghana, they were calling him the reparations leader. Remember those African reparations that they were having? Remember the African Reparations Summit? How many of you guys remember that? The African Reparations Summit that did not include us? It had all the people in Africa who wanted to participate, and it also had the Caribbean. They blocked Black Americans out. We were not allowed to come to that African Reparations Summit. We were not allowed to. They said Black Americans got to stay over there. So essentially, the African governments and the Caribbean governments all colluded and got together to have this reparations committee that was sponsored by Black American grassroots energy that they stole. And then Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and everybody else came in and tried to push it. Fam, these people are always on the play. They're always up to that because the name of the game and the final outcome is to take foundational Black American creation, give it to Africa, meaning take away from the strong and give it to the ones that will bow down. That's what they've been doing. And we've been calling it out. As a matter of fact, if a lot of y'all remember not 2024, 2023, I went to Atlanta and we crashed one of those global reparations summits. They had a global reparations summit for Pan-Africans, and these people said they're going to the United Nations. They're going to the United Nations so they can kick the term Afro-descendant. I crashed all of that, went down there and it completely exposed them. I remember recording some videos, sent it to my brother Tariq. Tariq had it up in about 5 minutes and we exposed the whole thing. They went to the United Nations so they could talk about Afro-descendant nation, and they're kicking reparations. I had somebody, I ain't gonna say their name, some lady who approached me personally at the rally for reparations, and she was kind of upset that I was there and exposing them. She was like, no, we want y'all all to get reparations. She was somebody from the Afro-descendant nation, and she saw me there exposing them. So she bumped into me 3, 4, 5 months later in DC, and she was like, no, we want you guys to get reparations. I said, ma'am, I was there, and you guys didn't mention Black Americans. You were talking about Afro-descendants, and they say that we should all go under the term Afro-descendant. So therefore, when we get our reparations, they get our reparations. But when they get their reparations, we can't have none. You see the way the game is played? But you got sisters and brothers out here who are really doing that damn work, and brothers and sisters who are really calling it out. Again, Nothing gets by us in the reparations generation. When I say reparations, I mean repair. Repair in terms of y'all gonna give us that goddamn money. Repair in terms of minority, African American, people of color, and repair in terms of all the holes that people dug for us back in the day. We done dug ourselves out. Now they got to bow down. This is what we're talking about getting rid of the term African American. And everything that I just talked about and what the previous sister talked about, all that does is goes back to the original point, y'all. When you get rid of African American, you've canceled all of this. So what I'm telling you, family, is all you got to do is self-identify as a foundational Black American, as a Black American, or as a freedman. And as you do that, you will shut down their $1 trillion multi-continental reparations hijack. And you can do it by sitting on your couch, certified all the time. Watch this sister right here go to work.
But I need you to listen. Before you comment, I want you to listen. When it comes to the term African American as Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, Sulan, I personally want the name deaded. I do not want the others to be able to themselves as African American. Now before you get this type and talk about, well, they're from Africa and they live in America. No, here's the reason why we want the name to be completely just deaded, because a lot of our historical things in museums, in papers, just in historical impacts has been written about our ancestors using the title, not only Black American, Negro, but also African American. We cannot just act like we're going to give over that name, because guess what? Everybody's talking about the fact these people are trying to destiny swap with us by allowing them to take over a name that historically has been attached to us. Whether you agree with the name or not, you cannot negate the fact that in a lot of history, the term African American is also used, especially in the last 30 years, and it's been about our people. Okay, so for me personally, and if you really use critical thinking, the name needs to be deaded. It does not need to
freeze. This sister's very intelligent. She's a very intelligent lady. What she's saying is that term needs to be gone. Not Africans can have it. No, fam, what I say, look at the title of this broadcast. It said the end of African American. It didn't say giving it over. It didn't say handing it away. No, because if you hand away African American, and that's the term that's on the books, then they're going to come in and they're going to take the term. Those of us who live in the South, we got a hell of a lot of snakes down here. And everybody knows that if you come across a rattlesnake and you chop it in half, you have to bury it. How many Southerners we got in the house? Okay, how many of y'all done seen it? You got to get rid of it and you got to bury it. You can't have a chopped up snake on the ground because that thing can still bite you. Okay, the term has to go bye-bye. You got to get rid of it. There's a lot of people running around here saying, don't call me African American. The Africans can have that. No, because if you give them African American, they're going to come over here and then they're going to have ownership over all of the historical records in which we have fraudulently been compared to. So therefore, we have to watch that very, very careful. It ain't about giving the term to them. It's not about sharing the term. It's about ending the term forever, because it shouldn't have ever been here in the first place. Sister, continue.
Okay, so for me personally, and if you really use critical thinking, the name needs to be deaded. It does not need to be transferred over to people who are actively trying to destiny swap with us in the land that we cultivated in order to allow them to come here and be comfortable. Going and transferring a name over to them because technically it matches them more than it matches us as being Africans is still allowing them to take over and destiny swap, even in the title of an ethnicity that I believe should be deaded.
Damn.
It should not be allowed to be used. I mean, we have these Africans sitting here talking about, well, Elon Musk is an African American. Like, do you know how that fucking sounds? That sounds ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous. So personally, I think the advocacy behind that needs to be for it to be deaded, not for it to be transferred over to a group of people who then, think about it, 20 years from now, they'll be able to tell their children's children, oh yes, look at everything that we created. And it'll be historically said that it's African American, but really it'll be our ancestors, but it'll be them taking credit. Like they're trying to take credit for a lot of things. Like these people are freaking ridiculous. I have seen so many things about them try to take over. There was a girl that made a video talking about, oh, what are some cultural foods that other people eat? Like she didn't name a race, she didn't name an ethnicity, nothing. There were people that were Asian and they're talking about, oh, like these type of noodles, da 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 da. And the Africans were in there talking about, well, those ingredients came from Africa, so technically that's our food. Like they not just trying to do it to us, honey. They really have taken that statement that they're the motherland, which I don't believe that, because I believe we are in the motherland when it comes to everybody comes here to come up. So how the fuck are they the motherland when people are leaving there in droves and dying in droves? Like it's not giving babes. But that comment section, I don't know if you know what video I'm talking about, but so many people were naming so many different foods from around the world, and there were so many Africans in that comment section talking about, well, we make that same food, so technically everything comes from Africa. Like they are trying to take over everything. They have lost their fight with colonization in their countries in that continent, so they decided that they are going to try and war and take over here. And as much as they want to say that that's the premise, that's division, it is not division. They are literally trying to destiny swap and take over. They are trying to create a tribal war on a land where we are not. We were never raised to be tribal, but we're being forced to be tribal at this point because it's the invasion. But I need you to listen.
Damn, sister, 100% all the way live. That sister was cooking something serious. I had to let her really get her flow on because she was flowing something very, very good. It's an invasion. I was speaking to Dr. Short the other day, and he said the same thing. He said, in any other aspect, what they try to do to us would clearly be considered an invasion. Fam, look what happens when Julio Romero comes over here to the United States of America. Don't all of the W say it's an invasion? So how can what Julio Romero does by coming into the United States of America illegally be seen as an invasion, but it's not an invasion in terms of what these people are trying to do to us, even when we're presenting receipts that show that these folks are taking our spending power, being dropped off in our community and trying to share a namesake with us in a place we've never been to. African American is done. It's not being transferred. It's not being handed over. We're not sharing it. No, because what they'll do if you say, okay, we don't want to be African Americans, we're going to be Black Americans. Next thing you know, they're going to look at all the books in America. Then they're going to say, well, Muhammad Ali, yeah, he was an African American. Oh, just like me. Tupac, he was classified as an African American. All right, Black Alpha, all of us, we're all classified as an African American according to whatever you look at. Now, I'll tell them I ain't no damn African American. I'll let it be known, and we'll put in some work and move some furniture up in here. But however, when you start talking about the paperwork, they're all going to say that you're an African American. So that's why the best thing to do is to get rid of the term completely. And the best way that you get rid of the term, family, is that you make its name dirt in these streets by exposing it and by letting it be known that it doesn't work in any category. This is what foundational Black Americans have the power to do, y'all. We have the power to completely delegitimize anything. That's what we've been doing out here in this generation. We have been delegitimizing every single thing that they come up with possibly. How have we been doing it, y'all? By standing on patriotism. Foundational Black American patriotism will completely negate and cancel the term African American forever. And I've got some facts and some receipts that will prove that. I want everybody to notice, soon as we start talking about being an American, African American goes away. The same way that you don't hear African American as much as you did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is the same exact way that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you won't be hearing it at all. FBA will delegitimize you, FBA will ruin you, and FBA will have everybody afraid to even use that goddamn term because we got it like that. Y'all look at this right here, fam. This right here is the personification of how we as FBA can change the world just by getting on code and doing what the hell we want to do. Watch this right here, fam.
Course where I am seeing Black Americans for once become so patriotic in centering America. because I feel like as Black people for so long, we've been conditioned to center Africa and not center America. That it's a bad thing to be patriotic, that it's a bad thing to be proud of being American, right? Because of everything that we've been through. But I feel like that is why it is so special, because of all the things that our ancestors have been through right here on this soil. And when you actually look at it in retrospect, I think a lot of people have been trying to trick us Black Americans out of our spot.
Yep.
And I think we are finally really understanding it and getting exactly who the fuck we are. And it's okay to be exclusive. We don't need to be inclusive. Exclusive. And it's really interesting that it took for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump to really put everything in perspective for us to start seeing. I feel like we've been seeing for a while, but we've been trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. There is nobody, no other group of people who 100% have the backs of Black Americans, right? Especially if they're immigrant, because I feel like a lot of it is rooted in jealousy. You have to think, one thing that you know that they despise is the fact that Black Americans are cemented here in America, a country that they all want to be in, that they are all fighting for. So when they keep trying to lie and say, oh, well, you're next, we're not next. And they know that we're not next. And they're mad that we're not next. And they're mad that they have all these negative narratives about us. And yet we're sitting here sitting pretty and ain't got to worry about it.
Times is changing, y'all. The days is changing. This is a new era. This is a new time frame, family. And it's being led by all of us. We in here right now, fam, about 2.7 thousand. They can't get it like us. It's the new era, and this generation are represented on the forefront. And I'm talking about each and every one of you, all of your family members. We're the ones who are changing the scope of America, and we're changing the foundational Black American legacy forever. We are the chosen people.
And yet they back and forth in Supreme Court trying to figure out if they can stay or not, while also talking down on us, while also not hiring us, while also gatekeeping opportunities, while also unaliving us, while also taking over our culture, while also spitting in our faces when it was our ancestors who fought so hard to even allow immigrants to be able to come to this country. And I literally mean this with all due respect. It's okay to be real. Black Americans have been conditioned to say that if we disagree with anything, if we are not inclusive with every single group, then we're hateful. But you see how the Asians treat us when we walk into their liquor stores, supermarkets, and business establishments. You see when you go to South LA to the Slauson swap meet, when everybody who shops in there is Black, but they don't hire not one Black worker, they're all Hispanic. Woo! You see when you go into these restaurants, everybody from the person that's working at the bottom to the manager and supervisors at the top are all Hispanic. And you know you might as well go ahead, turn your ass around, because they're not going to hire you. You see the way that they talk about us like we're the fucking scum of the earth. And it doesn't stop with Asians. It doesn't stop with Indians. It doesn't stop with Hispanics. It is also Africans as well, Caribbeans as well. So for once, let them do their due diligence and get their people to the promised land. Why do we have to be the fucking workhorses for every other community? I'm pretty much sick of it.
Damn. There they go. Yeah. Family, we ain't holding nothing up for nobody other than ourselves. We're going to hold up our own legacy. Everybody got to get it on their own. I'm loving the energy, man. We in here deep. The chat is lit right now. A classic episode is in process and in progress. This is what's happening. Everybody understands. Foundational Black Americans, we over here operating on our own accord. We're looking out for each other. My brothers are looking out for my sisters. My sisters are looking out for our brothers. We're moving together as a family. We're coming up strong. We coming in hot. And I'm telling everybody, they think it's just a game, because there was this little thing saying, oh, the energy's only on the internet. No. This energy is all over the world. That is the spiritual world, the physical world, the social world, and even in the technological world. Y'all look at this right here. Tell me, are brothers and sisters not taking these games from these people, fam? Check this out right here. Check this brother out. An African tried to slide on this brother and be disrespectful on the corner. And this brother said, nah, this ain't high tech. This ain't the internet. No, it's about to go down. Watch this.
I had to check somebody here in Canal Street. I bought these from the nice African man there because he was nice to me. The other guy acting like a idiot because I'm taking video. Listen to me. I'm E-Money, one hot Negro. This is my country. I don't give a where you from or even if you African or whatever. You disrespect me, I'm going to check you and fast. And then we could take it to the next level if you want. Don't come to my country thinking you can tell me what to do and do all this and get upset because I'm taking a photo. Take your ass back to Africa or wherever the you're from. This E-Money, one happy hot Negro, that fly guy, Uncle E, peace. That New York, peace. I had to check somebody here.
Who said we ain't got no riders in the NYC? Who said that them tethers ain't getting checked in the NYC? Shout out to the city that never sleeps. Yes, indeed, because we got that same energy in the Midwest. We got that same energy in the South. We in the house. We got that same energy on the West Coast. Yeah, if you are a foundational Black American, you gonna get that work. Shout out to the Unk, the fly guy. He said this ain't just a technological world. This is the real world, and you will get severely checked. One more time for your mind.
In Canal Street, I bought these from the nice African man there because he was nice to me. The other guy acting like a idiot because I'm taking video. Listen to me. I'm E-Money, one hot Negro. This is my country. I don't give a where you from or even if you African or whatever. You disrespect me, I'm going to check you and fast. And then we could take it to the next level if you want. Don't come to my country thinking you can tell me what to do and do all this and get upset because I'm taking a photo. Take your ass back to Africa or wherever the you're from. This E-Money, one happy hot Negro, that fly guy, Uncle E, peace. That New York, peace. I had to check somebody.
Damn. That's the energy that we've been carrying with us, everybody. That's the energy that we've been bringing right along, okay? This is how you maintain it. This is proving the point in what we were just talking about a second ago. Question was, how do you maintain this type of energy and how do you get rid of these false terms? How do you get rid of the tethers? How do you get rid of the ops and the fleers? That right there. See, a good, strong, foundational Black American G-check, it solves all problems. A good, strong, foundational Black American G-check, it gets the job done. And when we get the job done, they run. And this is why they running right now, because they running into us. We are in here cooking right now, family. I need everybody to smash that like button, okay? Smash that like button right now. Take this second to smash that like button so we just got a whole gang of likes that come through. And I also want everybody right now to remember who you have in your family. I'm going to ask a question. I've been wanting to ask this question for a long time, okay? Because we are lineage, heritage, and culture of people. If you were in a situation where you're dealing with 100 different ops, I'm talking about tethers, fleers, supremacists, and you hear a lot of people that are coming after you, and you're by yourself, and you hear a voice in the background that says, I'm here for you, I got your back. I want you in the chat right now to put the first person that you would want to have your back in a tough situation. I'm talking about every single person who don't like FBA, all the haters in the world, they're coming after you, you against the wall, you by yourself, and you hear somebody yell your name and say, I'm right here. Who would it be? I'm asking that question. I want y'all to put that in the chat because I'm going to tie that into what I'm talking about right now. For me, it's my brother, straight up. But I want to know who y'all feel and who y'all would want to be right there next to you to have your back if things get real. We got a saying around my way, and that's, I'm going to go get my brother when they get real. But I want to know who y'all would have. Would it be your aunt? Would it be your uncle? Would it be your best friend? Would it be your husband? Would it be your wife? Who would it be? And the answer that you come up with, family, that is going to be clearly how you feel. Your brother too? Your son? Okay. Your boy? Your nephew? I love us. Okay. All right. God is in all of us. Okay. Yes, indeed. I see another brother. You got a twin brother. Okay. Shout out to you and your twin. Shout out. Your brother and your sister. Somebody said they want that 9. I ain't mad at you. Somebody said they mama. Yes, indeed. Your daddy. Much respect. See, this is a family in here, y'all. I want everybody to see this. If you're new here, we do this all the time on the Black Alpha Network. We put all of our feelings right here on the table because we're real with each other. This is a family reunion every single broadcast. Your cousin, your brother, your wife, your boys. Yeah. Your son. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Y'all got me in my damn FBA certified feelings right now. Your daughter, much respect to your daughter. Much respect to your cousin. Much respect to your husband. God and your brother. Your sons in your FBA family. My sister said she got that club with her. I see you. Your brothers, your aunt. You know, black folks, boy, we're going to start naming tools and stuff. I want my power tool. How about that one? I ain't mad at you. Bring the damn power tool with you. Your uncles, your cousins, your FBA sons. I'm loving this, y'all. I'm loving this. How more real can you get than this answer right here, fam? How much real can you get? All right? I want y'all to absorb what I'm saying right now. Absorb this energy. This is foundational Black American energy. It's our vibrations, okay? This is our vibrations. This is what we do up in here. Yes, indeed. This is how we are. We have each other's back. We have each other's back. We know exactly where we are. We know exactly what we're going to do. And we know exactly how we're going to hold each other down. That's just how we move as a family. Yes, indeed. South Carolina, I see you. Family, well, while we're out here putting in that energy and representing each other, let me show you how, boy, y'all still lighting it up. Boy, somebody said Ice Cube. I ain't mad at you. FBA for life. FBA all day for life. Y'all look at this right here. This is who the tether said that they want next to him. I want y'all to see all the answers that you said, okay? But let me tell you who Mr. Joe Law said that he wants, because I asked the same question to Mr. Fufu. I said, Mr. Fufu, who do you want to have your back? And I'm going to show y'all who Mr. Fufu said he wanted. You ain't going to believe this. Watch this, family. He said he wants Mr. Mayo. He said he wants Brad and Stan. There you go, family. Somebody said, who do you want to have your back? And he said, I want the nearest Chad. Chad, come on down. You see? You see, fam? They not like us. We not the same. Foundational Black Americans, we in a different playing field. I just seen y'all say every member of your family. I seen some brothers, some cousins. I seen some 9s. I seen some 4-7s. I seen the club. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I seen the power tools. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But these folks said that they want Spencer in a dashiki. They said they want Ken in some kitty cloth. Hey, this is Ken T cloth. They said they want Ken in some Kente cloth. That's what they prefer. They said when times get rough, go ahead, Ken in the Kente cloth. That's who they want, y'all. These people ain't like FBA. What the hell is this? Look at this dude right here. He twerking. This dude right here, he twerking in front of him. Look, he's smiling and twerking. Man, hell to the nah, bout, ain't, bout, can't. None of that, fam. So you see the complete difference of how we operate and how they operate. You see who they want. See, I asked everybody out here in the family, I said, hey, who would you want to have your back? I seen the whole FBA family tree. Everybody well represented because we got each other's back. We hold each other down. You see who they want. They want the dominant society to be around because that is their savior. That's their savior. You think it's a coincidence that they picked up the W man's religion? Because they see the W man as the people in the religion. You only accept someone else's God if you see God in them. And that's exactly what they done. And fam, that ain't the end of it. How about this right here? This is the president of Gabon. Okay, Gabon. All right. This is him right there. He just got back from America. And what he's doing is what I said earlier, that Donald Trump put out that ban for all those places. Quietly, family, a lot of those African nations are trying to get on the right page. You're going to see selling each other out in Africa at an all-time high. Selling each other out in Africa is about to be at an all-time high, fam. Not only do we talk about delineation, we're going to also talk about the after effects of said delineation. The after effects of that, family, is this right here. Make Fufu great again. You see what they doing over there, family? They're out there. This man got a Make America great again hat on, and he's in Africa. It makes no sense, 0 sense. But that's the way they operate, still being colonized. Let me tell everybody what's going to happen, okay? Foundational Black Americans found our cultural pride. Our cultural pride came to us very strong, very swift. Our calling been calling us since we were a kid. It took us to be grown to answer, and we never looked back and never turned back, right? And then we started to delineate, and we started to separate. We started to regulate, just like Uncle NY Fly Guy. He was out there putting in that work. So when you add all of that up, fam, now these people cannot come into the country. So now they got to go back to their homeland. And now the dominant society, as well as the Asian and the Russian, is going over there and seeing these people are ripe for the picking. You're going to see the most backstabbing that goes on over in Africa. You're going to see things get shut down. Family, you think it's a coincidence that FBA sat on the couch, the Democrats crashed, and what happened to Akon City? Akon City didn't last 6 months. This time last year, Akon was on a whole media tour trying to get us to get involved. The year of the return, all of that. Akon didn't even make it 6 months into the Trump administration. That is a quintessential microcosm of what's going to occur in the continent of Africa based upon them not having an even flow access into the United States. They do not have an even flow access into the United States based on foundational Black Americans shutting them doors. We're the ones who close those borders. I was talking to Tariq last night, and I was telling Tariq, I said, FBA, we're the reason why these people are getting deported. Because Donald Trump, when he was president the first time, he was very vague. He just said, build that wall. It was Black Americans who were filming these people going into high rises. It was Black Americans showing these people jumping over the borders because they came to our communities the most. We are solely responsible for mass deportations. All Donald Trump did was ride our wave. Let's make this clear, okay? Donald Trump rode the wave of mass deportations that Black Americans created. Because again, it started with us getting our FBA cultural pride and saying, how come you ain't got no money for reparations, but you got money for immigration? How come you're dumping these Africans in our community and calling us African American when we're Black Americans? That sent out a domino effect and an aftershock that ended up making Donald Trump say, you know what, that's true. Why do you think Donald Trump went and he called Kamala Harris and he said, she's not a Black woman? He got that from us. So if he got that from us, don't you know that he also got mass deportations from us? We making it very clear and connecting all the dots. And the very fact that he did that, now you're seeing all of them crash out. This is why in Africa, these people are having all types of turmoil. The turmoil in Africa is serious. And let me tell you something, family, and I mean this, and I'm talking from the bottom of my heart. I know the crowd that I'm speaking to right now, certifieds, but don't nobody go out there and claim to be African, and don't nobody go over to Africa. Because the scam Africans have been setting us up for the trap. This is why we don't rock with scam African. As we talk about them taking our money, we've been knowing and we've been hearing the stories about how we're treated when we go over there. Everybody has the story. The elephant in the room, no pun intended, as well as the zebra in the room, no pun intended, and the leopard. Anyway, all of that in the room, that has been that these people don't like Black Americans and we get harmed when we go over there. And it's always been hush, hush, very quiet. Nobody speaks about it. And it's on us as Black Americans to look out for each other. That's why I asked you to tell me about who got your back. Who do you want to, be next to? Who's the one that you rocking with? Who's your family? That's the way we move, right? Well, when Black Americans been duped into believing that love isn't right here, it's way over there in Africa as they try to twist and tangle our minds, we go over there and we get set up and we get harmed. How many stories have you guys heard about us in terms of Black Americans who fall for scam Africanism? Remember, that's why we end in African American, fam. I'm talking about we putting the nail in that coffin. It's a wrap. Why are we erasing African American? It's because African American has gotten a lot of Black Americans unalived when they go to Africa. It's very deep, y'all. It's deeper than just a no deodorant Uber driver, okay? It's deeper than just a hairline that looks like it's doing the wave. These people always trick us with the y'all generic Africans, come home, brother. Y'all ain't really good here in America, come home, brother. FBA cultural pride, United States, what we built, our ancestors, it is a very, very good thing to have, because when you don't believe in this, you may go over to Africa and run into some situations. Did y'all see this story right here where this young brother's family, his mother went over to Africa and she was unalived? And she was unalived by who? Her African boyfriend. These people run a psych ops on us, make us believe that we're not accepted, make us believe that we're not respected, make us believe we don't have a home. So we go chasing a home, and these people are waiting on us to take us out. It's predatory, all right? Scam Africanism is a very predatory practice. And we got to take it serious because we done heard all the stories. We done seen all the people. And it's time now that we put this on the forefront. Anything that they do that people didn't want to talk about because they were so in love with all blacks matter, FBA saying, damn that, only foundationals matter. Look at this right here, family. This is a very, very telling story about scam Africanism gone wrong. And I'm going to ask everybody, did you hear Dr. Umar or any of them Pan-Africans or any of them We All Black Brothers? Do they ever tell you this side of Africa?
Around my mom, I know she was helping you out. I know she was looking out for you.
A Spout Springs family is in mourning tonight after their loved one was murdered while serving in Ghana, Africa. In a story you'll only see on ABC 13, Hayden Robertson spoke with the family about the life and legacy of Norma Jean Gilbert.
My little brother had just called me and he had told me like they my mom. He was just bawling out crying.
That was the heartbreaking wake-up call the Gilbert family got a couple weeks ago. Jawan Gilbert Eldridge found out his mother, Norma Jean, was in Ghana, Africa.
How could you do somebody like that? She was so happy. Every time you talk to her, she said love, like had prosperity.
Norma Jean grew up in Spout Springs in Appomattox County. She had a heart for serving others, and her sister, Barbara Penix, says her heart was in Ghana.
She just wanted to see what it was because she had always wanted to go to Africa. And once she seen what it was like and she fell in love with it, her goal was to get back to Africa.
Norma knew that's where she belonged after a mission in Ghana. She permanently moved there for humanitarian work in 2021 and changed her name to Naomi Jehudia.
She lives, and it was a village and a whole bunch of little girls. She made sure she brought shoes for every single person that was there, and toys.
But the 61-year-old humanitarian's life was tragically cut short, and the family's life was changed forever on April 17th.
Just kept calling her phone the whole night. I was calling her phone, and I went out that night, and she wanted to answer.
Jawan tells me that's when they found out Norma was murdered. Ghana police gave the family a statement saying 2 people, one being her fiance, have been arrested in connection to this crime.
I just believe that they were plotting on her the whole time. You know, they robbed, they bludgeoned her to death, and they buried her behind her home.
And as they cope with their loss, Jawan says his mom's passion and legacy will always live on.
I want to have a daughter. I tell them there's anything positive, everything positive about her. If you was around my mom, I know she was helping you out. I know she was looking out for you.
A Spout Springs family is in mourning tonight after their loved one was murdered.
Rest in peace, family. This is why we do not need to have these people trying to trick us that we don't have a homeland. They do that and then they set you up for the trap right there. That's predatory. That's predatory, and they set it up. Notice they say this was all set up. They set this woman up. It's the same exact way you see all them people say, watch out for the scammers. We say scam African, and they scam this lady to come over there, making her think that she doesn't have a home here. They always use what we've dealt with in America against us, okay? They will take what we've had to do with all of our hardships, and then they'll say, well, come on over here. You got a place in Africa. And as soon as you get over there, you see a situation like this end up occurring. So, yeah, it's a hell of a lot deeper than just somebody coming over here and saying, we all black, brother. No. Because as you start chasing that and these people try to psychologically play these games with you, you can end up in a situation like that, a very dire situation. They'll try to tell you to change your name. They'll try to tell you to come home. And they don't want you to come home because they love you. No, they want you to come home so they can get everything that you created and they can take you out and unalive you in the process. How do you know that, family? Because they're over there doing that to themselves right damn now. There ain't nothing new to this whole scenario. There ain't nothing new to what's occurring. Only difference is now today is foundational Black Americans are here to put the receipts on the table. So I send much love and much respect to that brother, his family, as well as our fallen sister. And this is only more of a reason, family, why we have to stay certified and on code and only look out for each other right here in the United States of America, fam. It's predatory. This is what they've been doing, fam. They look down on us in every aspect. They call us slaves. Dude called us slaves earlier. They say that everything we created, they really did. They don't hold us in any high regard. So if they don't hold you in high regard, of course, they're going to try to unalive you and take you out in those type of instances with that type of purpose. But foundational Black Americans, by standing on business and being our certified self, we understand the way they're moving, the way they're functioning. So now we know how to combat that. And once we know how to combat that, everything is good. But they got some issues going on right now. And I've been saying it. All the people talking about investing in Africa, it's the worst time to invest in Africa. It's the worst time. As if it couldn't get even, more bad than it already was. Look at this right here, family. They're over there trying to get foundational Black Americans to come on in. Did y'all see the Nigerians must go? Watch the Nigerians must go. And I want you to remember, the same people telling you need to come to Africa, Africans don't like Africans. Watch this right here.
Oh, they're having a protest. Ghana's having a protest. Nigerians must go. And y'all be shocked on the reason why. Check this out.
Ghanaians, wake up. We are not going to tolerate any nonsense to these Nigerians. Are we going to live with kidnappers, fraudsters, robberies, assaults? Why? Why can we live with these people in our country? Ghanaians, citizens, make a looter. Nigeria must leave Ghana now.
Where did he get this from? Nigeria, because right now Nigeria is having a kidnapping epidemic. Violence is just running rapid and is going unchecked as we speak. So they bring up this Ghanaian lady, right? I think her name Frida. This gang, One Chance, that's the name of the gang, kidnapped Frida. And they thought Frida had access to all this banking information and that she had like a ATM card. Come to find out, she didn't have that much money. So what they end up doing to Frida, they unalived her, but they assaulted her to death. I don't know what I can say on this, but they beat her to death, basically. Right? That's what they did. And this is ongoing. So Ghana, the people of Ghana don't want this to plague their country. And these people, these gangs, like One Chance, go unchecked. There's hardly any accountability or consequences. Y'all think this is valid for Ghana, wanting the Nigerians to leave their country, or is this xenophobic? Check this out, y'all.
Ain't it funny, family? They're saying the same things about Nigerians that they claim we're saying. Who's being xenophobic?
Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is our neighbor and friend. Nigeria is the heartbeat of Africa. They are the sound and rhythm of Africa to the world because of their sheer size and talents. That is undeniable. Africa's name, to some extent, goes as far as Nigeria goes in many ways. They are a force to reckon with. And that force, ladies and gentlemen, is also a problem to deal with. This is a country its people speak the loudest, both within and outside their borders, in spite of the many terminal challenges they face every day. This is a country whose spirit isn't easily broken. And if you are objective enough, you will concur with these facts, ladies and gentlemen. But a large percentage of the people of this country have chosen a pathway that cannot be encouraged, whether in Ghana, in South Africa, or in any part of the world. And this is what they have done. Ladies and gentlemen, they have given up on the fight to fix their own country and resorted to looking for what they couldn't achieve or cannot achieve in their own country.
Whoa, wait a minute. No, ain't no goddamn way. No. Wait a hold up second here. Mr. Jolov 852. Is he saying that these people don't build their own homelands and they flee to other homelands of other people and do terrible things? How come it's such a dreaded thing when foundational Black Americans say that? Fam, I swear, Mr. Jolov number 626 just said it. I'm telling y'all, Mr. No Hairline number 281, I just heard it, family. Nah, he's saying the same exact thing that they get mad at FBA for saying. These people flee and they don't respect the natives and they bring all types of crime. Damn, you would think as much as that they're on our nuts, then maybe they should worry about their own homeland because they saying the same exact issue. What you call a hypocrite, a tether hypocrite is even worse.
Other people's countries. And ladies and gentlemen, this shouldn't have been a problem because every other African country actually does it. Except that they are...
Every other African country does it. God damn, you telling on everybody. Mr. Fufu 457? God damn. Fam, they putting out all their dirty Jollof. They put their dirty Jollof laundry on the block. He telling on everybody. Did he just say all African nations do it? I swear I heard it. Hold on.
And resorted to looking for what they couldn't achieve or cannot achieve in their own country, in other people's countries. And ladies and gentlemen, this shouldn't have been a problem because every other African country actually does it.
Damn.
Except that they are looking for this success by any means necessary and in the shortest possible time. This is the canker that plagues majority of young Nigerian immigrants anywhere they go. Shockingly, ladies and gentlemen, they are of the view that people outside of their country are not as driven and aggressive towards becoming successful as they.
Wait, hold up. He tether snitching. Fam, we got a tether snitch. Wait a minute, did he just say that they feel people outside of their homelands aren't as driven? That's what they tell us. That no one else outside of their homeland wants to succeed? That's what they tell us. So it sounds like the scam Africans are running the same old, outdated, dry-ass lie that they run on everybody. So that means foundational Black Americans are right again when we call these people out for being tethers. He just said they're tethers. Fam, he just said the no hairline, Joe Law Fufu number 517 version of they're all tethers. Damn, when I woke up this morning, I did not think that I would have a tether confession, but I just got one.
Not knowing that it is those same tendencies that's made their country the mess it is in. Many of them are therefore driven into all sorts of illegal enterprises anywhere they settle. Getting rich by all means necessary in the shortest possible time. This is what Nigeria is being known for now. Who doesn't want this? But is that...
Damn, wait a minute, there's more.
This video goes out to all the Nigerians, when they behave yourself when they go outside their country. Why be safe Nigerians go outside their countries? From Nigerians say we go outside the country. What they not get access to for their country? They can't get access to them for this country. They can't misuse them. You come a country where you get peace. Police know they worry you. SARS know they worry you. EFCC know they worry you. Courts know they worry you. When police brutality know they there. Big man know they oppress you. You can't get all this opportunity now. You can't get safety, peace of mind. You can't abuse them. Why?
Damn, he wants Nigerians to go too.
Finally, Nigeria must go will soon start happening in Ghana. I heard it's the 19th of July. Thanks be to God. I'm happy, really. I'm really, really happy. This is going to sound weird when people know that the person talking is a Nigerian and an Igbo man for that matter. But it doesn't matter because the person talking is also a person that would say the mother's soup is not delicious when the mother's soup is not delicious. The person talking is a person that would say his father is bad when his father is bad. Listen, Ghanaians, listen. Let me tell you people something. Instead of you people allowing that Igbo kingship program in Ghana, it's better a white man becomes a king in Ghana. And when Nigerians come to tell you people, oh, so you people do not want to assimilate your brothers who are dark skinned, but are assimilating white people, tell them that.
Damn! Wait a minute, he bringing up Martin Luther King. I can't get enough of this. Did he just say that instead of assimilating with other dark-skinned people, we all black, brother, they instead love white folks? Damn! FBA is right again. And then he got to bring up Dr. Martin Luther King in the process.
Nigerians come to tell you people, oh, so you people do not want to assimilate your brothers who are dark skinned, but are assimilating white people. Tell them that Martin Luther King Jr. once said, I have a dream that someday my sons and daughters will be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. That's exactly what it means. In case you people don't know this, South Africa.
He just hit him with a Martin Luther King quote. Cindy, my grandkids will have a plate of jollof with the white man's kid. It will be mashed potatoes and fufu for the whole damn world.
Africa is a reference point. South Africa is not far from your reach. Ask any South African. At least this my page allows the views and the opinion or comments of South Africans, so you can exchange ideas for them to really make you understand exactly how it feels when they relate with white people and when they relate with Nigerians or the Zimbabweans. They will tell you the truth. They will tell you the perfect truth.
Damn, and they tearing it up over there, fam. Oh, they over there tearing it up. It's about to go down in 3 days, family. It's about to go down. I don't see no black Americans, y'all. This ain't nothing to do with us. Why you so worried about me? We ain't got them problems.
We don't need you. Oh, we don't need you. You people are evil. Killers, kidnappers, and robbers, destroyers. Don't come to Ghana and come and destroy Ghana and sell our children for money ritual. We don't need you. Go back to your country. Oh, evil. We don't need you. Oh, we don't need you. You people are evil. Killers, kidnappers, and robbers, destroyers. Don't come to Ghana and come and destroy Ghana and sell our children for money ritual. We don't need you. Go back to your country. Oh, evil. We don't need you. Oh,
Damn. Family, that proves to us exactly what we already know. They got some issues over there. They're going to have to iron them out, okay? They're going to have to iron out their own little issues, and they ain't got nothing to do with FBA. Look at all that tribalism. Look at all that conflict. Look at all that beefing they over there doing. Man, we ain't on none of that time, y'all. We focus. So I want y'all to look at our condition and look at their condition and look at all the hating. Look at all the issues they got. Always worrying about FBA. It's going to go down in 3 days, fam. They're going to have all types of videos of them folks tearing it up. Because anybody wants to see anti-immigration, you go to Africa. Africa makes Donald Trump look like he's open borders, okay? Remember this. Since Africa is the biggest continent and it's got the most countries in the most languages, do you know the majority of African immigrants leave Africa when they truly have a multitude of different African countries they can go to? It's just they don't go to it because they don't want to be around other Africans. Why are you fleeing to Italy? Why are you fleeing to Germany? Why are you fleeing to America when you could just go to another African country? Oh, it's because the other African countries are anti-immigration. There's nobody more anti-immigration or migration than an African. And you can see it right now. Nigerians must go. And that's sweeping the internet. Everybody's saying it. They're saying the Nigerians got to get the hell up out of here. But yet they mad at foundational Black Americans. We see you. And we see everything as well, fam. And the very fact right now, our delineation has created a new atmosphere that a lot of people aren't used to. So there's going to be a lot of fugazi things that go on, a lot of new things that go on. And it's going to take us to have that trained eye and the focus on what you end up seeing that's funny. I'm going to show y'all this, and I need the family. I want y'all to see, since we've made it a conversation on what Black is and what Black isn't, you're having a lot of people showing up now saying what's Black, what could be Black, who is Black, who's not allowed, and they're trying to murk the waters up. They're trying to make it look like anybody can be Black, because that's the ultimate goal, y'all. You already see the Africans are over there fighting left and right, and a few fleers who come over here, you know, they want to come over here and get in on FBA culture, can't do it. But you got a lot of Africans who are coming out right now, and they're seeing the very fact that foundational Black Americans been calling them out. We've been calling out a lot of that stuff that they got going. Yeah, and they don't like the fact that we've been doing that. Let me show y'all how they're out here being real divisive with one another. And when I say they're being very divisive with one another, we got the facts and we got the evidence to prove it. Family, how more divisive do you get than this? Nigerians must go now. They out there singing songs.
Yes, you guys don't like Black Americans at all. You guys just say bad things about them. They're criminals. They're from slavery. They are not from Africa. They don't know their home. Oh, you know, it's so sad. All the time, you look at a Black man and you tell them that, oh, you are from America. You are not African. You are not from Africa. You are lost. You are from slavery. I'm not a slave. You are a slave. Shame on you. Shame on you to even open your mouth. Do you know how painful that is? Whether they look like you or they don't look like you, they are your people. And you say to their face that you are not one of me. You are a slave. Wow. Do you know the pain that our ancestors went through? Just because you were not colonized does not mean you should open your mouth to call somebody a slave. Yes, you guys don't like Black Americans at all. You guys just say bad things about them. They're criminals. They're from slavery. They are not from Africa. They don't.
Okay, but while they're saying that about us, this is going on with them.
See what they are doing to us. We were asked to move out unaware. They came from the court of law. I don't know who they are. They just came with the police and said we should move out. We got this apartment. It's not up to it yet. They sold it out. The name of the phone landlord is mad. See what they are doing to us.
Fam, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does Africa have any type of time to be worried about us with all of this going on? I'd be damned, y'all. I mean, you would think that they would have some better energy than this. This is why we're not African Americans. Because remember, y'all, if you're an African American, then you're a part of all this going on. And we ain't, so we're not. Check this out as well, fam. This is what I really want to show y'all.
I don't think
this is what we mean when we say these people and how they feel black. Africans are not black. Watch this.
Africans should be calling themselves black. We have the most genetic diversity in the African continent, and we're reducing it to a skin color. That's a mockery of us as an African peoples. I would rather us call each other with our tribes, actually, than with our skin color. Like, it just bases us all to one level when there's so much to learn from us. Our history, our traditions, our spiritualities have been lost because of this. And I know it has a lot to do with American influence, but that is not our story, especially for the Africans who we've been here all our life. Yes, we can empathize because we've all gone through some form of colonization, slavery, being segregated. But especially as a Kenyan woman, I think we should focus on us. I think we should focus on not integration yet with a larger society, but integration with ourselves, understanding of ourselves and our culture. Yeah, those are my thoughts for today. Have a lovely weekend. And
now, this is what I want to show y'all. You see what she says, and you see that we've made it a conversation on what black is and what black's not. See, everybody's following our lead. Let me make this clear. Foundational Black Americans are the authority of knowledge on what is black. Everybody else has these opinions and they're all behind us. Everyone else is trying to figure out what we already know. We're setting the precedence of what's black. So that started to spark and engage a lot of different conversations on what's black. And you got a lot of weird people popping up left and right. You seen earlier, the guy said we're slaves and it was two Africans interviewing each other. Then you seen that Haitian Jamaican lady with a tablecloth around her head trying to hide her hairline. Okay, family, what the hell is this right here? You got this woman come out and she's going to start saying all these things about what's black, right? It's going to start off real good. Watch this. But I want y'all to notice that she takes a complete right turn and then left turn with this. This is what we got these people out here doing, family. A lot of people are discussing what's black. This says proud American. I'm not African American. That sounds good, right? Sounds good. All right. Kind of catch that. Family, what the hell's up with this right here?
Let's get one thing straight. I am not African. There's nothing African about me. I am straight American. I am American. I am white. I am white. I am white. I have a white grandmother. And
what? Again, proud American. I'm not African American. She's trying to ride the wave of us saying no African American. And she's trying to use that to slide into whiteness. It's getting spooky out here in these damn streets, fam. Now they're using us delineating as a catalyst to be white.
Let's get one thing straight. I am not African. There's nothing African about me. I am straight American. I am American. I am white. I am white. I am white. I have a white grandmother. And I am Irish. My 6th generation great grandparents are Irish. Nobody is from Africa. Nobody went back to Africa. I have over 4,000 DNA matches all different colors of family members. None went back to Africa. Nobody.
Don't talk that delineation talk. Don't do that, Stacey Dash. Don't, fam, y'all notice how she's trying to use what we do and us calling out the Africans, and she's trying to use that so she can be Irish. You better try that again. Hell no. You done sat back and watched some FBA videos and you said, oh, I'm going to use Black Americans delineation so I can weasel my way into Irish. Hell no.
I have over 4,000 DNA matches, all different colors of family members. None went back to Africa. Nobody wanted to go back home, go in to the motherland. Nobody. Come on now. But we all come from Africa. So out of 4,000 family members, nobody decided to go back. Please explain that. We're not all from Africa. Okay, so just to clear some things up from yesterday, when I called myself an American, yes, I'm American, but I'm not a Black American. I'm not Black. Black is the color of my shirt and my sweater. It's also the color of this part in my eyebrow. And obviously, not Black. I'm brown skin, copper colored tone, earth colors, whatever you want to say, but I'm not Black. And when I said that I was white, well, mixed with white, is because my grandmother is white, and that's just the term that is used. But if you want to be technical,
Wait. So Black is not a skin color, but white is? Y'all hearing it, fam? Has delineation made these people go delusional? Has delineation made these people go absolutely loony? Are they bat crazy, fam? What have y'all done, Black Americans? Black Americans? Okay, y'all delineation and gatekeeping these tethers has truly, literally drove these tethers insane. I've heard it all. And does she have two different colors on her eyebrows? Does she have multiple color eyebrows? Is she saying Black's not a color, but white is? Family, these people have went delusional. Our delineation, I told y'all delineation has shook up America. You can see it. Here we go.
some things up from yesterday. When I called myself an American, yes, I'm American, but I'm not a Black American. I'm not Black. Black is the color of my shirt and my sweater. It's also the color of this part in my eyebrow. And obviously, not Black. I'm brown skin, copper colored tone, earth colors, whatever you want to say, but I'm not Black. And when I said that I was white, well, mixed with white, is because my grandmother is white, and that's just the term that is used. But if you want to be technical with it, her family came from England. So, yeah. Let's get one thing straight. I am
No. She said, yeah. I say, no.
not African. There's nothing African about me. I am straight American. I am American. I am white. I am white. I am white. White. I am white. I am white.
You are wrong, is what the hell you are. And you are cuckoo. Okay, fam, they've lost it. But I told everybody, I said that delineation has got these people absolutely positively shook all the way up. They don't know what's going on. There's like no counter for it. And the reason why it's this way, family, is because they want, truly, and I mean this, fam, they want foundational Black Americans. I'm sorry. They want foundational Black Americans to follow suit with the games that they've been playing. Now they're finding out we're not going along with it, so everybody's having to get used to it. I said this the other day, family. The world is having a hard transition in getting used to Black Americans having cultural pride. It all goes back to cultural pride. This world is having a very difficult transition in accepting this new way of things. We're not hitting a U-turn. This is the new norm, okay? So she's going to be crazy forever because we're going to delineate forever. So she might as well get used to it. This is what they're doing now. They're going absolutely loony based on the facts that they were not ready for this. Fam, the world wasn't ready for delineation. The world was not ready for gatekeeping. This regulating that we're doing, nobody expected this. Black folks didn't expect it. No one expected for foundational Black Americans to get rid of all of these different parties, all these different organizations, all these invisible allies, all these invisible coalitions. No one expected us to get rid of all that and say, no, we're going to be FBA and that's that. They weren't expecting that. So now guess what, fam? Everybody's out here saying, what the hell do we do? I'm going to tell you what you do. You just be quiet, sit your ass down, and you either enjoy the show or you take your ass home. That's it. There ain't nothing in between because this ain't changing. You should have gotten used to the way things used to be. You should have enjoyed that because this energy right here, it's here forever. It's here forever. This is the new way, fam. I told everybody, we're remodeling, we're remolding the way that the world is going to view this generation is going to be how they view our legacy and our lineage forever, for a lifetime. That's why I say we the chosen people. However, when you are the chosen people, a lot of people come up with all this crazy stuff, right? Fam, look at this right here. This goes to prove our point even further in which we were alluding to. What in the hell are these people out here doing? They tether on to us so damn bad, y'all, that they just can't help themselves. What the hell is a foundational African American? There ain't one. You see, fam, every single thing that we do, these people always have to include themselves. Every single thing that we create, these people have to get a piece of it. Every single thing that we accomplish, they have to have a part in it, even if they have to lie to do it. Now you're seeing people running around here saying foundational African American. Now these people are saying FAA, and they're trying to put it in these African colors. FBA can't do anything without these folks trying to get a part of it because these folks cannot exist without us. Remember, the individual who's always trying to steal from you is the person who needs you. They're only trying to steal from FBA because they need FBA. That's what it is. Absolutely right, my sister Natural Torah. Disgusted. Disgusting on all fronts. And now you're starting to see a hell of a lot of these people running around here doing that. Nobody cared about the term foundational. See, they thought foundational was just going to be a nice little cute term that went away. But now they're looking and saying, damn, we can't get rid of it. Let's get in on it. What they used to say, fam, you can't beat them, join them. So now they're trying to get in on everything that we created and hijack what we've been doing. This is how they've been trying to operate and maneuver around what foundational Black Americans have created as a lineage for the 100 millionth time. And they're really out here genuinely, fam, trying to push that line. They're trying to sell these shirts. They're trying to get it because they can't get nothing of their own pop. Look at this right here. Foundational African American. Yes. Everything that we do, these people want it. Nobody's trying to tether onto you at 5%, y'all. Nobody's trying to tether onto you just a little bit. There ain't no such thing as just enough. I just showed you what's going on in Ghana. I just showed you them singing songs about Nigerians must go home. I just showed you all these people with a homeland that's in ruins, but yet they're making TikTok videos about us. These people want foundational Black American culture because they're realizing right now, if they don't get it today, they'll never have another chance. This is a very pivotal time frame for the tethers. It's delineation and it's deportations. And those deportations are coming quicker than they can expect them. So you're seeing that pop up right in front of you. And they're out here really trying to push that. Got these AI models and stuff trying to really sell this, fam. Like we really trying to be on that foundational African American. Man, you don't get the hell up out of here with that. But it shows you again that they need us. We don't need anything that they're doing. And the best way to shut all that down, family, is truly just sticking to what we've already been doing. Foundational Black American culture has always been the most dominant culture, and foundational Black Americans are always winning. So therefore, now you're seeing everything come about. See, they've been trying to use African American so they can blend themselves in. They use African and they use American. They always leave out Black because you can call them out on Black because they say they're not Black. We've shown that. Me no Black, me no Black, me no Black. So they always try to kind of dance around Black. But what they never do, family, is dance around America. They need America. Why do they need America, family? They need America because they understand that the United States, America, the land in which we created, they know that they have to get here and they have to steal everything that we've ever done. Because if they don't, then time is up and time is running up bad. Look at this right here. This is something that a tether just posted not that long ago, but the tether's been out there acting crazy. They've been out here stalking us. Look what this person says. This proves the point in which we're referring to right here, y'all. Look at this. FBAs are not proud of being Black. They are proud of being American. Let me tell you what he's really saying right there. By the way, you see this? You see, look at the flag. Look at all this, fam. Okay. What he's really saying is that he doesn't want to be black. He just wants to be American himself. He wants to be American himself so he can get some type of dividends from the United States. They don't want to be black, y'all. Let's make this clear. They don't want to be black. They want to be Americans. And if they got to pretend to be black so they can get some American citizenship, then that's what they're willing to do. But these people want to be Americans without the blackness. But the only way that they can get that is by pretending to be black and replacing us. So it's a great thing that we're calling these individuals out. It's a great thing that we're exposing that they don't ever want to be black folks and they can never be black folks. That's why. If you ever notice when they start pulling that "we look like y'all" stuff, you ever notice, fam, they be really hesitant to do that because they don't want to look like black Americans. One, they can't. And two, is because they despise blackness. And the reason why they despise blackness is because the people that they want to be like so much despise blackness. Remember, if somebody never goes against supremacy, then therefore that individual is a puppet and a minion of supremacy. They can any day have a rally or protest. It's funny how I can pull up right now people from Ghana, people from Nigeria having protests against each other. But you can't see these people protesting the colonizer. It's the same exact thing. We got to be honest. Africa is doing the same exact thing that Africa did that we read about in school. You read about why did the slave trade exist. You want to go there? I'll go there with real certified receipts. We talk about why did the slave trade exist? It's because Africans were selling other Africans. Okay, even today, Africans are still selling other Africans and they're still making deals with the slave buyer. Africans are the slave trader. The dominant society is the slave buyer. And what do you think happened when Joe Biden went over there and he gave them that $55 billion? Same exact thing. Africans are turning their back on other Africans and they're fighting. Remember all that tribal stuff? Oh, the only reason the colonizer took over is because we were tribal. Well, I just showed y'all. South Africans don't like people from Nigeria and Ghana versus Senegal, all across Africa. They don't get along with each other. So if these people are not getting along with each other, it's the same exact thing. Nothing's changed in Africa is what the hell I'm telling you. Don't let none of these scam Africans who want your money, who want your resources, or want your citizenship tell you anything else, family. All right? They still are doing the same exact thing that got them in the situation today. They're still selling all of their minerals that they're standing on. They're still tribalistic. They're still feuding. They're still fighting. Only difference is now they're coming over here trying to fool us and we ain't going for it. There was a tether last week that came out and said, "What have Black Americans ever done for us?" That's what a tether said. I'm going to tell everybody what Black Americans have ever done. This is why we're delineating. First off, like I said, delineation is not a nice game. Delineation is not friendly. Delineation is strictly business. And we're done playing with people. All right? Either you're going to be foundational Black Americans or you're going to be erased and there's going to be somebody else. The dominant society said, can we get anybody that wants to replace FBA? And you've seen about 3 million ashy ass hands go up in the air. And they said, we'll all do it. All of these people were open recruits to replace us. They don't like us. They're jealous of us. And they were being welcomed in to do that. So now what we've done by delineation, we put a stop to all of it, which they didn't expect. So this is why they're out here stalking us, tripping out, crashing out every single day. And they're going to continue to go ahead and crash out because this ain't changing. These people know that foundational Black Americans, I'm talking about our lineage, I'm talking about everything that is us, everything that's going through us, that Majara spirit, that soul that we have, they know that is something that they cannot get their ashy ass knuckles on. So therefore they start tripping. And when you start talking about who's done what for who, they've never done nothing for Black Americans. We've only seen the jealousy, the envy, and them trying to undercut us. But when you talk about what we've provided for them and never got a thank you, never got a hello, anything. See, what it used to be, fam, is back in the old days, absolutely, FBA versus everyone. I see that. You absolutely correct. What it used to be, fam, the logic of Black people back in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s and the 40s, what it used to be is we thought that Africans were going to come over here as reinforcements against supremacy, all right? We thought that they would come over here and they would help us and assist us in fighting the system of supremacy. And you know what we found out? We found out that all melanin is not created equal. We also found out that all victims of global supremacy are not created equal. There's going to be two different victims of the system of supremacy. There's going to be the person who is victimized by supremacy and says, hell no, we're going to ride against it. And then you're going to have the person who's victimized by supremacy and says, hell yeah, they're going to ride for it. And that's exactly what the Africans are. That's what the Caribbeans are. That's what the Latinos, the Hispanics, all of them. They're all people who like supremacy, who would rather be a puppet, a minion, and go with it, opposed to people who will crusade against it. And when you look at people who are crusading against the dominant society, it's only us. I always tell people, the dominant society, the system of white supremacy, is only one lineage away from global dominance. That is it. There's no other countries. Fam, you got to understand, our lineage, foundational Black Americans, we fight white supremacy more than every continent, from every generation, from every different language, every native tongue, every army, every military. Foundational Black Americans do more to stop the system of supremacy than the whole planet Earth. And I will spot you all 7 billion people. So I'm telling you right now that 50 million folks are doing more than the 7 billion other people. And then they got the nerve to come over here. So we found out that these people ain't rocking with us. And there's been this thing where they like to use Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or the Black Panther Party and say, oh, well, see, they were Pan-Africans. No, they were living in a time frame where there weren't billions of people coming here to this country and stealing off the plate. Do you think Malcolm X would see the stuff that's going on in Africa right now and still say something that he said in 1964? I promise you he wouldn't. Do you think the Black Panther Party would see all the tribalism that we deal with? See, we are 60, 70 years in the future, meaning 60, 70 years of being undercut, watching these people come here and side with the dominant society and turn their back on us, watching these people always blaming us, throwing around these little whiny terms like xenophobic. If Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, or any of them seen that today, all of that scam African stuff would be shut down. And we're going to shut it down now. So don't let nobody say you need to be a Pan-African because the Black people in the 60s were. Say, no, 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 no. I'm doing what the brothers and sisters in the 60s would do if they were here today. You don't have to be another generation, be your own generation. Do what you feel is right. Do what you feel is correct. Much love and respect to everybody before. We stand on the shoulders of giants. But if you think I'm going to sit here and see Mr. Fufu, Mr. Joloff come over here and disrespect my family, or if you think I'm going to see that brother who's talking about his mother who went over there to Africa thinking she had a fiance and the fiance unalived her and buried her in the back, and I'm going to say, oh, I got to be friends with those people because they said it in the 60s. I'm going to say, well, this is 2025 and we all the way live and we certified. So times is a-changing, and we're ushering in a new era. Delineation, separation, regulation, get you reparations. And family, when they talk about what we've done, we have the pleasure of having all types of receipts. Remember, receipts are things that they act like don't exist. I want y'all to see this right here, because brothers and sisters have been pulling out receipts, and brothers and sisters have been seeing what's going on. We've already done our work for Africa, is what I'm telling you. Don't go around here and believe that you have to do something for Africa, brothers and sisters, when all the work that we've done for Africa has already been done before. We're not out here trying to say what we have to do for them. What we're out here now saying is that we've already done it all. Brothers and sisters went over to Ethiopia, okay, to go fight for them. All right, look at this. All right. American blacks and Italy's invasion of Ethiopia. Watch what this brother said way back in the day about how we, Black Americans, were putting in work. How in the hell can the lineage in a small country like America do more for the big-ass continent than the continent does for itself? The numbers ain't adding up. This brother says, he says, Ethiopian crisis is serious and those over there need our help. Let us stop talking and go. And our people basically will be together. He said in that little country, are we going to land or by sea? A dark race swept across, are we going by land and are we going to see a dark race swept into oblivion? A Florida black rope. I would like to volunteer for army service to aid the Ethiopian cause. I am a married man with a wife and 2 children, but I am willing to go if I can. Please give me the details. Many other blacks volunteered in New York and Chicago. Hundreds flocked to recruiting stations hoping to enlist. And just in Harlem alone, there was 1.5 thousand people. And just in Harlem, 600 blacks in Texas, 100 from Oklahoma proclaimed themselves willing and eager to spill blood on behalf of our native land, Ethiopia. You're talking about Chicago, New York. You're talking about everywhere. Florida. Fam, these ain't no little numbers. Brothers and sisters was willing to turn it up for Ethiopia. This man said he's married. You know, when you're willing to go to Ethiopia and leave your wife and kids behind. And notice what the brother said up top. He said, are we going to watch another dark race be swept into oblivion? That brother cared about being black. He cared that he was a black man. See, we were always hardwired to see black people in pain and suffering and to go help them. That's how we've been trained. You can go to us when we were kids. If you've seen another black person, it doesn't matter. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. East Coast, West Coast, the South. When we see black people in harm, we want to go help them and assist them. We're hardwired that way. Before we even had a chance to think about whether that was the right thing to do, we already had that in us. They don't have that in them, family. They're there to see another black person and to come down on that other black person so they can be next to the white person. History's facts are now being presented in the 21st century. So now we have the advantage so we can see what's really going on here, fam. They didn't give a damn. This brother's willing to risk it all. They said Ethiopia, however, was not the native land of most American blacks. And few Ethiopians, if any, considered American blacks their blood relations. We are more civilized than you are, one Ethiopian told an American black journalist. Another Ethiopian suggested American blacks be more properly called British slaves of North America. British slaves of North America. In addition, Ethiopia did not abolish slavery in the middle of the war with Italy. So, family, what you see right there is the same exact way I showed you that guy in 2025 said he views us as slaves. I just showed you an Ethiopian said the same exact thing. I showed you somebody who called Black Americans slave just 3 days ago from Africa. And then I showed you somebody called Black American slaves from Ethiopia about 50, 60 years ago. You see what I'm talking about? There it is. You can't get more real than what's the realest, y'all. These people don't rock with us. How many more times do you got to get it? If you don't get it at this point, you ain't ever going to get it. And if you don't ever get it, you need to sit down and roll. They don't give a damn about what foundational Black Americans are doing. And they don't give a damn about what foundational Black Americans have done. You look at those numbers, fam. You're talking about 600 people from Chicago, from Texas. You're talking about 1,000 plus people from New York, all throughout to go over there, because you can see that article is very, very pivotal. And it tells you a lot. All right. That article tells you that we view it as black. Dude said, we're not going to see another black race going to oblivion. And remember, fam, if he said another black race, he's meaning the problems they have all over the world. That man who said that Florida guy, last time I checked, Florida's right here in America. That Florida brother who said we don't want to see another black race go into oblivion, trust me, he would have picked up and left to go fight for any black person because he loved all black people, in which we were always hardwired to see. And they said in return, I don't give a damn or want your help. You ain't our relatives. And beyond you not being our relatives, y'all ain't nothing but British North American slaves. So you got Italy putting their foot all deep into them, but they still found time to say they don't want our help. So now when Donald Trump is putting his foot into their ass, they ain't going to get our help. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Family, they have never had that reciprocal energy towards foundational Black Americans. And if we got to dig out every single goddamn news article going all the way back, that's exactly what we're going to do. Check this out right here, family. There was a tether I played last week, and he said, what have Black Americans ever done for us? And the brother's going to correct them because, remember, we got riders everywhere. Watch this brother lay it down. Watch this.
Black Americans love saying, oh, we helped you guys. You guys love asking for help. What did you help the diaspora community with? Like, what did you help Africans, Caribbeans, whoever? Like, can you actually name something that you helped these community with? And it's not even like I'm necessarily hating.
I just wanted to remind y'all, this is what our ancestors died for. We have contributed to other black people from different countries, no matter if you're from Africa or the Caribbeans. And I'm not even talking about the Civil War, just that. So I'm going to answer it. Outside of our ancestors dying so y'all could come here, as if that wasn't enough, we share strategies for resistance and social justice. Inspired by the U.S. Civil Rights Movement, African independence movements, and the Black Power movement in the Caribbean, for example, drew inspiration and solidarity from strategies and the success of the Civil Rights Movement in the U.S. The two struggles, one in Africa and the other in the United States, mirrored each other. HBCUs have played a significant role in empowering and supporting the broader Black diaspora, both within and beyond the United States. Here is how they've contributed. Fostering educational opportunities for international Black students. HBCUs have a history of welcoming and educating international Black students, including those from Africa and the Caribbean, who face barriers to higher education elsewhere. This allowed individuals like Kwame, I don't know his last name, the first leader of the independent Ghana, to receive their education and develop the leadership skills needed to contribute to their home countries. Building connections and partnerships. HBCUs have historically collaborated with institutions and organizations on the African continent to facilitate educational exchanges, provide technical assistance, and support business development programs. These partnerships promote flow of student migrants, providing support and resources. Black communities have a long history of organizing mutual aid groups and networks to support those facing challenges and discrimination, a practice that has extended to support Black immigrants and other diasporic groups facing similar obstacles.
Fam, this is why all of those organizations that you see, all of those organizations are done by us. They only benefit from it.
And influencing broader Black diaspora populations.
That right there, that part, what he just said, influencing bigger populations. We, based on foundational Black Americans putting in work for these different people, all of these international programs, all these international summits, those all are going back to foundational Black Americans. We're the ones who have created all of that. So now they're starting to realize that it's us, and brothers and sisters are putting out there, all the financial groups, those financial institutions, those are all clearly because of FBA. And when I say it's because of FBA, there's no way in between. There's no other way around it. We've done it all for these people. We have literally went to war for these people. We have opened our country for these people, and they haven't done a thing, fam. I'm not talking about we did 500 things and they did 300. I'm saying we've done 1 million and they've done 0. We haven't got nothing in return but disrespect. So now people are starting to call out that disrespect, and you can see it, that this is why that term African American is gone. And it's also the reason why we delineated at such a maximum level. And brothers and sisters, like we say, have been calling it out. They talk about FBA ain't got no culture. That's another thing. It's more than just these people coming over here and eating off of our plate. Also, these people are coming over here, family, and they have that same vitriol in effect. Watch this right here. Don't tell me that these people don't want our culture.
Africans and Caribbeans from the diaspora will sit up here and tell you that African Americans have little to no culture. But then they go to America, observe our culture, and then bring it back home. Take a look at this. Now, is this New York or is this Africa? Tongues out with the Timbs. And he probably don't even know why the tongue was out in the Timbs in the first place, where it comes from. And that's the I'm talking about, because I think I made a similar point to that video I made on Steve Sty about his birthday outfit. Y'all just be doing shit and accessorizing shit just for the sake of it. But the origins of the shit that y'all are accessorizing, it has its own story, and that's why it works for the people who do it. Like, I think for Sty, I made a point where, like, he had worn the belt loose, but the reason why the belts were worn loose like that is because curvier women would wear like that, and the belt wouldn't be able to properly wrap around this. So you feel me? So they let it hang. It's swag, you know, it's swag. That's what it is, swag. Just and just like these Africans, they don't even know why the tongue is down. They just doing it. And that's why I say America, Black Americans on that Essence video that I made, that's why I said we need to continue gatekeeping like that, because they just look dumb. They really do look dumb because they don't understand the culture and why they do this that they do. And that's the
Andy, look at this.
New Yorkerism.
Look at these people over there, fam. Look at this. Dad, look at this, man. Look, he got Tim's on. Look at the village in the background. Look at the village. Look at the Tim's on, fam. The man is out here truly dressed like FBA. Look at this dude trying to look like damn Quavo. Look at this. But we ain't got no culture though, right? FBA ain't got no culture. And every time you turn around, all you see is these people dressed like our culture. Hell no. Wearing Timberland. Fam, they got Timberlands in Africa, okay? Let's get this all the way right. They're rocking Timbs, and they wearing Nikes and stuff. And then they got the nerve to turn around. See, the thing about it is that they say things that are absolutely positively ludicrous that nobody can point to. We don't walk around and do anything that they do. We don't walk around and do anything that they're trying to do. They always mimic us. I don't see Black Americans running around here trying to dress and walk and talk like them. No, like I said, they're always trying to make us seem like we're some type of generic African, some type of lost immigrant. They're always trying to strip us away from our inside knowledge, from our inside strength, from our inside beauty, energy, all right, frequency. Because once they can do that, then they can manipulate you. They're always trying to make us look like some lost puppy, all right? And now that they see that we the big dogs on the block, they try to spin it back and play some other type of game. Who has who and who's trying to do what culture, family? Okay? Because, you know, they got a lot of rappers out there, fam. Have y'all seen how many African Tupacs there are out there? One thing you notice when you travel outside of America is that whoever is the big rapper in America, you got a million Africans or Jamaicans or Haitians who look like them. When Snoop Dogg was the big rapper, you had a Nigerian Snoop Dogg. You had a Kenyan 50 Cent. I even think there was a damn Ethiopian Ja Rule running around here. Yep. I seen some Jamaican Migos. Everywhere you go, you see people mimicking FBA hip hop culture. They got MC Jolov. They got MC Fufu. They got the whole nine. And right now, family, I want y'all to tell me, is this right here somebody who's trying to be African or someone who's trying to be American? Show some love to Valdrick Lamar from Livingston Girls High School with some diss to soft rappers. Family, not Kendrick Lamar, Valdrick Lamar from Livingston with a big forehead. Checkmate.
Yeah, I'm tripping, I'm starting, I'm riding through the back lot, hey. My start on the beat, poke, any rap nigga here, kick up, man down, killing ambulance, selling breed. Nothing but see the cross, walk around like teens. What's up with this shit for you? Trying to see Compton. The industry can hear me, hit them all in the mama. How many options? Any got how many? So many options. I'm fine to pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Bitch, you timid that the bad boy, God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Sorry for boogeyman, I'm the one that up to school. Walking down the whole time, I know we got some hoe. Pulling him, exo shit, Willie the throw. See Drake, I hear you like him young. You better handle go to cell block 1. So anyone that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you had your little sister from. They tell me Chubb the only one that get your hands down. And party after party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case where I see around certified level board, certified. Wop. I know it's up. Wop. Yeah, I'm tripping, I'm starting, I'm riding through the
Man, we are the damn culture. We run the culture. Nikes in the village, Timberlands in the village, MC Valdrick. And family, forget her. What the hell is he doing? Look at this man. He's like, tell him now. What fun, what, pop, tell him now. They not like Jollof. They not like Jollof. They not like Jollof. What is this man doing right here?
back lock, hey. My start on the beat, poke, any rap nigga here, freaked up, man down, killing ambulance, selling breed. Nothing but see the cross, walk around like teens. What's up with this shit for you? Trying to see Compton. The industry can hear me, hit them all in the mama. How many options? Any got how many? So many options. I'm fine to pass on this body, I'm John Stockton. Bitch, you timid that the bad boy, God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show. Sorry for boogeyman, I'm the one that up to school. Walking down the whole time, I know we got some hoe. Pulling him, exo shit, bully the throw. Cedric, I hear you like him young. You better hella go to cell block 1. So anyone that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you had your little sister from. They tell me Chubbs.
Fam, look, he can't even bob side to side. Fam, they ain't got no rhythm. They ain't got nothing to do with hip hop. They ain't got FBA soul. All they got is a twisted Joe Law shuffle. Fam, watch this dude. He can't even bop. He can't even bop. Y'all watch. He's going left and left and right and left. What the hell?
Make sure you had your little sister from. They tell me Chubb's the only one to get your hammers down. And party after party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case where I see around certified, level board, certified. What? I know it's tough. What? Yeah, I'm tripping, I'm starting, I'm riding to the.
I'll be damn, boy. Oh, damn. That shook flight. What the hell was that? Family, terrible. I mean terrible, absolutely, positively terrible. But that's the type of energy they be on over there. And then they turn around and tell us that we ain't got no culture. You know what I'm saying? Y'all FBAs don't have any culture. Y'all FBAs don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. Dude couldn't even bob. He couldn't get a good lean going. Nothing he was doing was working. I'm talking about just out of pocket, out of bounds, and just shameful. Very shameful, very. But that's par for the course. And what you're seeing, fam, is as we talk about these people trying to obviously steal our culture, obviously, nobody really is rocking with it, and they're really embarrassing themselves in the process of doing so. So when you're embarrassing yourself in the process of doing so, and people are looking at you real funny style, now Black Americans are saying, okay, y'all was talking that hip-hop stuff a year ago, but all that rap and all that fake R&B y'all been pushing, it ain't moved nobody. All that fake, we started this and everything, y'all ain't put no receipts on the table. So culturally, they've been embarrassed as well as socially, they've been embarrassed. They've been embarrassed politically. Everything they're doing right now is just a cop out and a crash out. All right. And FBA, we've been noticing that type of vibe. And since we've been noticing that vibe, we've been letting them know. This time a year ago, they really thought it was all theirs. They thought they was in. They thought they was going to get it popping. They thought they had it made. And then they found out they just getting played. Okay. And that's the difference between what we do and what they do, okay? It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different era, and the time frame in which we're out here pushing is different. And if you notice, fam, things are so different, and why we have to gatekeep and have to protect our culture is because when you're not protecting your culture, you're going to have to deal with a lot of that, all right? You're going to have to deal with a lot of these people who just have these whatever the hells. They're going to be popping up singing songs. They're going to be popping up making up things that don't add up, don't make no damn sense, that we cannot compute, and they can't compute it their damn selves. You look like a carbon copy of FBA is really what the hell it is, and I'm going to say it. And everybody's laughing at you because you're looking like a damn carbon copy of foundational Black Americans. FBA ain't on that type of time. FBA ain't rocking like that, and foundational Black Americans are making it clear. See, delineation and that self-pride in which we've been harping on, all that is done is making the tethers be highlighted. We've highlighted who the fakes and the phonies and the frauds are. And we spotlighted who are the certifieds. That's why I say all we have to do is just be ourselves and put out that energy. And our energy clearly will sweep through the whole damn land. And we get victories just by putting out energy. Our energy gets knockouts and they get knocked out. So you're seeing who is about it and who ain't really about it. And now everybody's watching it clear as day. We've been calling out everybody politically, socially, all these publications, all these hidden tethers that been ducking and dodging. Tether fatigue is real, all right? Tether fatigue is so damn real that, like I said, people are going out of business. Y'all seeing that brothers and sisters been calling out everybody? Look at this right here. Everybody's been going in on the root, right? Your next root. The shade room. All of these little tether backgrounds that be talking all that black stuff, but be pushing everybody else. Their time is up now. So as I said, the G-check list has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And watch how brothers and sisters are calling everybody out.
A great example of all skin folk not being kinfolk. 10 plus years ago, the Shade Room started off as what we viewed as innocent celebrity gossip, and now it has grown into something that I believe is harmful to the community. You may think that that's an overreaction. However, I want you to think about how much screen time we all spend on our phones, and then I want you to think about how that pairs with the serious media literacy problem that we have, along with the misinformation issue. And y'all know I love a receipt, so I was just reading an article with the founder, Angelica, that she did with Wired, and she's talking about how Shade Room is actively making efforts to move beyond celebrity gossip into more serious topics like politics, investigative reporting, and all types of other things. So maybe if they just stuck with simple celebrity gossip, that would be fine. However, I feel like over the past years, and maybe it is tied to this trend that they're making to go beyond celebrity gossip, I've noticed a style that they report certain topics into when they omit certain details, the pictures that they use, sometimes when they add certain details into stories, and how that is perceived and the message that it's sending to people that sometimes are already struggling with their media literacy. In my personal opinion, when you are using a platform so large with millions and millions of followers, and when you're sometimes being irresponsible with the way that you present information, sometimes even when it's celebrity gossip, I feel like it is very harmful, especially when we get into more important topics. So when we have things like what just happened this last weekend, I think that it's a stark reminder that some of these platforms do not deserve our support anymore. My name is M. Will. I'm the founder of a company called Boss Lab. I think about everything from a business perspective. I am a proud geek in that way. And when I think about the Shade Room and what they have built over the last 10 plus years, I think about how important it is for business owners to put a social impact section in your business plan, to think about the social impact your business can have. Even if that was never their intention, I'm sure it might not have been back 10 years ago when they were just reporting on celebrity gossip. But in this article, she knows the impact that the Shade Room has. She talks about it, talks about the responsibility they have. So it all sounds good here, but I don't feel like it's reflected in what they post and how they post, how they present information, the things that they support, even if they're not explicitly saying that they support some things. In this article, she talks about how it's important for them not to be biased. It's important for people to have the choice to choose different things. However, in the way that they present information, sometimes it is biased. Sometimes when you don't put a full story and you know that your audience may not be getting this information from anywhere else, you are shaping their perception. You're shaping a message even when you're not saying it explicitly. And I feel like that is why they are doing a lot of harm to the community. And then sometimes I think about how back in the day, our ancestors, when they had influence, when they had power, they used it to pour into and push forth the community. And what is so disheartening right now is that with the more resources that we have, that these platforms that we have supported, we have uplifted, and we're the reason that they have these platforms and this influence, these celebrities, they don't seem to use their power, their influence, their platforms to push forth our communities. And that is so sad and unfortunate, and I hate to see it. Shade Room has been showing their true colors for a very long time. And I think that as a people, we need to stop supporting platforms that don't support us.
There you goddamn go. I want everybody to notice this right here. We told everybody that once we started calling out the Essence Fest and all those hidden tethers behind the scenes, it was going to have a domino effect. You think it's a coincidence that right after we started calling out all the hidden people behind the scenes at the Essence Fest, now this sister right here said, man, matter of fact, let's go holler at the Shade Room. One by one, strategically, we're going down the list and we're finding every single opposition and every single person who is falsely representing us, who are non-Black Americans, or they're perpetrating some type of fake Black excellence in the process. It is a beautiful thing. And I'm telling you, what gets me going is that brothers and sisters have their own things that they're into. That one brother earlier, he was talking about all the things that we've done for all these different African nations. He broke it down financially all the way to militarily. This sister right here is talking about all these people with these platforms and these magazines. You're going to have another brother, sister, who are going to break down these fake tethers and stuff politically. Everywhere you go, brothers and sisters are exposing tethers. We done hit that goddamn light, and all them tether cockroaches done started to scatter. And it's going to go down more and more. And I predicted this 3 years ago. I said the more FBA gets on code, we're going to make it real rough for these tethers. So if you look in every aspect and all elements, tethers are being systematically broke down and exposed. They're being fired. They're being ruined, and we're getting them out the paint. Barack Obama, look at him. What happened to Barack Obama? A tether. We got him out the paint. Kamala Harris out the paint. If you look at those two people, those are two individuals that the system spent billions, if not trillions of dollars to promote. They can't even get $1 back. And I was saying this as well. I said, if foundational Black American delineation ruined Barack Obama's career, what the hell you think we gonna do to an Uber driver? It's a wrap. What the hell you think we gonna do to Mr. Ashy Ankles? It's a wrap. So they can get mad, they can get upset, but like I always say, we gonna delineate and we damn sure gonna regulate. And if you get mad and upset, if the flip-flops fit, then goddamn it, wear them. It don't matter who you are. And we've been going down the list and calling out a lot of people, family, and it's only right that we do this right here. You see, you got individuals who are running around here with pink fingernails, talking all this N-word, N-word, N-word. Let's go ahead and rewind to a year ago. See, about a year ago, Drake was running around here and he was talking about blackity, blackity, black. He had a battle with Kendrick Lamar, got completely washed. And now this man flies all the way over to the UK, and he starts saying that the UK rappers are the best lyricists. Family, you can't make this up. On top of suing people, on top of disrespecting the culture, on top of all that fraudulent stuff this guy's been saying for a long time, it is hitting hip hop now, y'all. Now, hip hop ain't getting no pass anymore. Well, we saying, oh, we gonna let it slide because it's rap music. I'm not gonna say that about my favorite rapper. Now we out here saying, nah, Drake, you're gonna have to get that same smoke. You're gonna have to get that same smoke all the way live, because gatekeeping is all the way real. I was the first person, I don't care what nobody say, I was the first person to call Drake out, and I called Drake out a year before Kendrick Lamar ever made that song. It didn't take They Not Like Us for me to know Drake ain't like us, all right? I got a broadcast I did like almost 2 years ago calling out how Drake has never said nothing about the black community. Taylor Swift has said more things about white supremacy than he has, okay? And Drake blew up in the middle of the Black Lives Matter era. Drake was around with Trayvon Martin, never said nothing, okay? But yet he ran around here and said N-word, N-word, N-word. Fam, if you just running around here and you on your own time and you doing your own thing and you let it be known, cool. But when you running around here talking about N-word, 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 and then you turn around and say nothing, nothing, nothing about what's going on, I look at that as that you eating off our plate, but you ain't contributing nothing. Everybody now is going to be judged based upon their deposits to our community. When your deposits are small, but your withdrawals are massive, then you getting called out. And that's delineation and gatekeeping, family. That's the way it is. You have to make sure everybody gets it. And also, I don't know how many of y'all remember, there's always this thing with Drake when they were like, is Drake this? Is Drake that? We right here on the Black Alpha Network, we coined the term because Drake would always hide behind his dad. Remember that, y'all? Y'all remember? See, I remember Drake getting called out a year ago. See, people they forget very quickly. Drake 1 year ago was disrespecting Michael Jackson. Drake was running around here saying Michael Jackson was his fan. Oh, it was a full takeover, y'all. A full takeover. If you're going to get a tether, fam, you got to get all the tethers. Don't get a few of the tethers. Don't get some of the tethers. If you're going to check a tether, you got to check them all. Do y'all remember about a year ago? Let's go back before They Not Like Us came out. Do y'all remember Drake was running around here and he was saying that he was going to be Michael Jackson? A lot of people said he was Michael Jackson. A lot of people said that he was Michael Jackson. He was better than Michael Jackson. A lot of folks was letting him get away with it. Kendrick comes out and washes him in a battle. But here's the thing, fam. We can't let somebody rap us what Drake's doing, and then everybody says, oh, yeah, it's true, okay, because I heard it in a rap song. Shout out to those who already called it out. There's a couple people got YouTube channels that they was riding Drake all damn day. Now I hear them talking, and they talking about, well, man, Drake ain't this and that, the other thing, but they was loving Drake when it first started. But he was talking about getting Michael Jackson's record. People were saying that he was the best. He was better than Tupac. This is what was going on. This is why we ended up gatekeeping, and this is why Kendrick doing what he did ended up becoming like a thing that a lot of people are doing. But Drake runs over there to the UK after he got smashed. And let me tell this, fam. Drake's mad at Black America. You got to understand, tethers feel entitled. They feel entitled to everything. Fam, you got African tethers who come over here and feel they're entitled to our culture. What you think Drake, a Canadian, you know what, who grew up in a nice household in a very nice family, who got this red carpet treatment when he comes here. See, they're used to a red carpet treatment, walking in and stealing everything. So he goes over there to the UK and he says, they're the best rappers. And he said, no disrespect to America. No, maybe not disrespect to America, but that was disrespect to Black America. Who are the rappers who are from America? Are they white rappers? Are they Mexican rappers? He wasn't talking about Eminem. He wasn't talking about Mexican OT. He was talking about Black America. See, Drake feels that Black America is not treating him like the king that he said he was a year ago. You see, Delineation even got these rappers shook up, family. Yes, the hell it does. Delineation got the rappers shook. He's saying, wait a minute. I came in the rap game for 20 years and they gave me everything. And like a good tether, I feel entitled to their culture. I'm going to call them the N-word. I'm going to disrespect they women. I'm going to disrespect they legends. Drake don't give a damn about no Michael Jackson. Hell no. Hell no. And then Foundational Black America said, you know what? You not like us. Give that all back. And now he's saying, well, hold on now. I'm going to the UK. Because guess what? Over in the UK, since they're a bunch of non-FBAs, and since they don't like FBA anyway, what they end up saying, okay, come on over here, Drake. Yes, indeed, come here. But brothers and sisters been calling Drake out. Yep. And we coined the term last year for Drake because Drake was hiding behind his dad. Anytime you call Drake out, they be like, well, his dad is FBA. Let me tell you something. His dad can get it too. All right. You ain't hiding behind your dad, all right? And we said, what do you call a half foundational and a tether? That's a feather. Or it's a half freed. But he ain't us. And brothers and sisters been calling it all the way out. Gatekeeping all the way live, and anybody can get it.
So clearly Drake is mad at Black America because he feels like they supported Kendrick Lamar and not him. And just like a bitter broad, he went overseas to the UK to let them know that they have the best lyricists in hip hop.
The London rappers, the best lyricists in the world, mark my words. Oh shit. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can out-rap London. Nobody.
We talking about us, y'all. I don't care what nobody says. He's not talking about his W mommy. He's not talking about his W kid. He's not talking about his W baby mama or his W best friends that he grew up with in Toronto. That's Drake telling Black Americans. He's trolling Black Americans. He thinks he is, at least. He's saying, y'all Black Americans don't want me to be the greatest ever? I'm the light-skinned Drake, who's the Canadian, who took y'all culture over. He's saying, you better treat me better. I'm a tether. This is tether privilege. He wants to exercise his tether privilege, and he's mad at y'all for picking that Black American rapper. That's what he's doing. All that they and them in America, he talking about us.
Hey, I don't care what nobody says. Nobody can out-rap London. Nobody. No disrespect to America, no disrespect to our country, but nobody can out-rap London rappers. This is the best, highest level.
Notice he said no disrespect to America, no disrespect to my country. Notice he didn't say Canada. He said my country. He didn't call Canada out by name. He's talking to Black Americans.
But nobody can out-rap London rappers. This is the best, highest level. This is what I aspire to be.
Now, it's funny that Drake thinks that he can give out this award considering he ain't the best lyricist in hip-hop. Just because you are the most popular rapper in hip-hop does not mean that you are the best lyricist. There was a time when Will Smith was one of the most popular rappers in hip-hop, and he damn sure was not one of the best lyricists. Because the truth of the matter, if you a real hip-hop head, you know Drake is an actor that came from Canada, and we allowed him to play the role of an actor because he had some really nice pop songs, rap pop songs, and yeah, he's the rapper we like to party to and shit like that. But when it comes to real lyricism, you're not going toe-to-toe freestyling with Jadakiss. You're not freestyling with Jay-Z. You're not freestyling with a DMX. You're not better than an Eminem. You're not even better than a Nas, bro. You're nowhere close to being better as a lyricist than Nas. You're not better than Nicki Minaj. That's your peer. You understand? Lil Wayne is your peer. But when it comes to the real struggle, what rap came from, you're not Scarface, bruh. You're not Tupac. You're not Biggie Smalls, man. You understand? You are a great pop rapper because you are attractable. You are the general public, you know, is interested. White people, Black, Chinese, da-da-da. But hip-hop is black music. So when it comes to Black people, you are not the best rap lyricist. By far, you're not.
When I talk about my love.
Freeze. This is what we saying with these people, y'all. These people really feel that they have privilege over our culture. Tether privilege. And tether privilege in their mind goes a long goddamn way.
By the way you're acting, such a sour sport. And on top of that, him bringing out Lotto. Boy, what is wrong with you? I thought you and Nikki were good Judies. And now you bring.
Hey, y'all remember when I said Black Americans need to be more closed off with their culture? Everybody don't need to be let in. We don't need outside influences. We need to keep our culture to us, right? And y'all said I was xenophobic. Now you got this waffle-colored Negro from Canada over there in London, the UK, telling them that London/UK rap is better than everybody else. They do it better than the Black Americans. That's bullshit. That's disgraceful as hell of him. That's disrespectful as hell. Mind you, this nigga family from Memphis. Memphis, one of the greatest Black American cities in America. Great musical influence coming out of Memphis. And he gonna disrespect us like that. Can't none of them niggas rap better than Dolph or Gotti. The fuck is he talking about? They can't rap better than nobody in America. Nobody wanna hear that. Or whatever the fuck they be doing, that bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit. You got the nerve to say they're better than us. But when I said Black Americans need to be closed off their culture, Y'all said I was xenophobic. Now we got this bullshit.
So clearly, Drake.
I want y'all to notice. He said he called out Drake a year ago, and he got called xenophobic. You see, fam? They was running that xenophobic. So this is why not only are we shutting down African American, we're shutting down xenophobic and all of these scapegoats. Because what tethers are scapegoats. They come over here and they hate on you and then they blame you. They use weak little terms, little wimp terms, like you're being mean and xenophobic. All they do, fam, is they throw rocks and then they hide their hands. That's what they do. That's the main process that these folks been running around here doing. And brothers and sisters ain't been on here. Let me tell y'all something. And I highlighted this a year ago. When I say that Drake been out here disrespecting the culture and Drake been out here super disrespectful, look at this, y'all. This was Drake a year ago. This is what he posted. Y'all see Drake posted Michael Jackson with an OVO sweater on? Really though, family? This man has an OVO sweater on Michael Jackson. You know what he's basically saying? That's basically him saying to Michael Jackson, you my little homie. He's basically sunning Michael Jackson. Now, y'all know we would never do that. This is why you don't allow tethers in your community. They feel ultrally superior and they feel they have all types of energy above you. So you can't allow these people to come around here and disrespect. I love the fact that he got mopped up by an American rapper. They over there rapping that. You had Mrs. Fufu rapping that stuff in the village somewhere. But that right there is him clearly saying, hey, I'm better than you. We would never do that as a culture. Never. We would never do this as a culture. You got to remember, y'all, tethers get passes that we wouldn't write for anybody else. This is why a lot of brothers and sisters was looking at what Drake was receiving and saying, damn, only thing that happened with Drake, he got brought back down to reality. That's what he tweeted as well. Because they made a whole hoopla that Drake was about to pass Michael Jackson on the charts. They were saying that he was the best rapper of all time. Drake does not write his own rhymes. He uses reference tracks and everything. Things that we clearly know are non-Black American culture. Tethers don't feel that they have to abide by it, whether that's a tether in some small village or whether that's a tether who's a rapper. And I want y'all to see right here, he been taking jabs at Black folks. Watch this. White America says I'm becoming a threat. Black America love to remind me what my mama looked like, as if I'd ever forget. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? He put that in there, didn't he, boy? That boy was bold, wasn't he? He said, I'm Michael Jackson, and y'all Black Americans is hating on my W mama. And I'm hiding my W kid. You see? This is why Drake has pretty much had the biggest crash out in hip-hop history. Dude went from the biggest rapper to the biggest joke. And now he's got to go all the way over there. So when he sits there and he says those things about America, he's talking about the same Black America you see in that quote right there, y'all. The same Black America you see in that quote. That's who he's talking about. Each and every one of y'all. Don't get it tangled and twisted. If he flies all the way over there to the UK and says that the American rappers, Black American is what he means, because every time he says America, he's talking about Black. But if he flies all the way over there and he says that, family, then you know damn well he's saying that right there. You see Black American on that page as well as that right there. And also remember, on top of him saying all of those things about Michael Jackson, all those things about Black American culture, he also said people will be whipped and chained like American slaves. How many of y'all remember that rhyme that Drake said? This lets you know gatekeeping has to be a full-time thing. If not, these people gonna get away with anything. Tether privilege is real, y'all. Absolutely real. What about this? Drake is very plugged in with the Hells Angels. The guy you see right there in the photo, that's Drake's friend, a Hells Angel. Drake was very, very plugged in with them. As a matter of fact, when Rick Ross went up there in Toronto and those Hells Angel W's jumped Rick Ross and his bodyguard. Yep, that was the Hells Angels that Drake's plugged into. So he's plugged in to a supremacist biker gang. He said you'll get whipped and chained like American slaves. He says Black Americans are talking about his W mama. And then he goes to the UK and he says that Black American rappers aren't better than the same Brits who get on TikTok and dog us. This is why folks been out here checking Drake left and right. because you got to have a tether boycott. Look what I put on the tether boycott. You see number 8, right? You see 8 right there? 8, music. And people like him got to be on the same type of time. But see, something happened where Kendrick Lamar went ahead and checked him. And Kendrick rolled the wave of the grassroots and son Drake. Drake thought he was sonning Michael Jackson, and Kendrick ended up sonning Drake. I mean, he ended up toddlering Drake. And then Drake went to go sue. So everybody sees the way that he's been coming at the community. Everybody sees how he's throwing temper tantrums. I want y'all to know one thing for certain. Everything that Drake is doing ain't no different than the tethers that we've been dealing with, y'all. It's just the same tether energy, that same tether energy. They feel that they have privilege. They break down, they scream, they call you names. That's exactly what he's been doing in the process, saying to you, Michael Jackson family, Drake's Michael Jackson, right? Let me show y'all Michael Jackson. That ain't the Essence Festival right there, fam. That ain't the Essence Festival. You see that right there? Uh-huh. That's Michael Jackson. And when you let somebody come into your culture who's not from your culture, who does not respect your culture, and they got the nerve to say that they're Michael Jackson, hell no. Because I'm telling you now, and this is why I was on it, because while a lot of folks was real goddamn wimps and they were scared to say anything, I was saying it because y'all know me, I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what it is. Because I remember a lot of times, a time, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all remember when y'all were saying things about Drake and a lot of folks didn't want to say it because Drake was popular? How many of y'all remember that? Fast forward to now, everybody says something about Drake. You can't be the person that waits for it to become not popular no more. See, a lot of folks, they're drunk with what's popular, and popularity gets a pass. And then come to find out, everything that the person was getting a pass for was true. Okay? Yeah, I see you. I know a lot of folks was in here. They was in here going in on Drake. Like I said, I'm the only one that did the show. A lot of folks was tap dancing. They didn't really want to say it about Drake. I ain't give a damn. I said what it was. Okay? Because I seen it. Remember this, fam. Every single thing that people make fun of Drake about now, Drake was doing before They Not Like Us came out. Because that's what gave Kendrick Lamar the pen game to say it. Wasn't nothing new other than people finally started calling it out by delineating. So it goes back to our delineation. Let me tell you a few things, fam. How many of y'all remember when Eminem was calling black women the N-word, and a lot of folks gave him a pass because he was popular and he was with 50 Cent? Then what ended up happening? Years later, everybody calls out Eminem, and you was calling him out first. How many of y'all remember calling out P. Diddy for having something to do with Tupac? And everybody else was saying, Suge Knight did it. History has shown that it wasn't Suge, it was most likely Diddy. And now everybody sees it. How many of y'all remember running around here and saying that Tyler Perry was on some funny style stuff and he was cross-dressing, and folks was like, don't say that. I like Medea. And now look at Tyler Perry's situation. Delineation, as I said before, it is not about feelings and not about emotions. You got to call things out ahead of time. Damn what the crowd say, because the crowd gonna agree with you in about 3 years any goddamn way. All right. Soon as everything go down, folks is gonna come back around. How many of y'all saying that it's cool and Chris Brown really wasn't some bad guy? And the real facts about what happened to Chris Brown, you know, we came to find out that Chris Brown and Rihanna, that situation, Rihanna forgave him. How many of y'all remember sticking up for Chris Brown while everybody was saying, oh my God, he's an evil black man? And now look at Chris Brown. The man is selling out tours all the way around the world. You see what I'm saying? They was ready to throw Chris Brown at the stakes, weren't they? But now look at Chris Brown. Now look at him, okay? So this is why we've been out here delineating, regulating, and separating and getting these tethers out the paint. Drake is the tether. He hit his kid. And notice Drake talk all that N-I-G-G-A stuff and still got him a W woman. That's the true testament of it, okay? So you can see. You said it in 2007 about him? Okay. Yep. See? We ride for our own and we call out people. It's as simple as this, fam. You delineate, you regulate. You ride for your own and you call out all outsiders. I don't want to hear about his dad. I don't want to hear about Memphis. None of that. Drake is a feather, a tether. He's a 69 tether. And he can fly and ride and go over to the UK and talk about UK rap, which is trash anyway. And you notice that didn't make no wins. What it is that foundational black Americans evicted Drake, gave him a pink slip, just like his fingernails, and he had to run over there to the UK to go find a friend. All right. So we done regulated and delineated Drake. So he had to run all the way to the UK because he got G-checked by FBA. And FBA is doing that every goddamn day. It's simple as that, fam. That's the beauty of us delineating. Notice he didn't get nothing popping. He didn't get nothing moving. Nothing really got going. Everybody simply seen it. Everybody simply laughed. And everybody simply saying, Drake, you still not like us. And speaking of people who ain't like us, who have never been there for us, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up this guy right here. Okay, Jesse Jackson, let me make this clear. I know you took the bag. I know you was running around here talking about Africans Americans. But since we have canceled the term African American tonight, they say 6 feet, fam. We put that thing about 160 feet deep. That's how FBA does it. We run things. Delineation, regulation, checkmate across the board. These are articles that people were putting out way back in the 1980s when it came to Jesse Jackson and the bag that he was getting for coming out here and trying to put the African American term on foundational Black Americans. And I want y'all to see right there what's highlighted. And I want y'all to notice something. People were not for it. It says the debate over the name Black or African American. This is in Charlotte. Okay, this is a Charlotte newspaper. Charlotte area Blacks respond to Jackson's call for new word. You think Jesse Jackson just woke up and said we should have a new word? Or was Jesse Jackson getting that bag so he can reclassify Black Americans because we've been out here too certified for it? You see what I'm saying? Look at this right here. A lot of people were saying, nah, we ain't for it. This person right here says, just as we were called colored, they were saying, just as we were called Negro, they said, just as we were called Black. Look at all these terms, man. Look at all these terms that they were putting on us. Look at all those faces. These people were making decisions. These people were old then. Look how old these damn people were back then, family. These were the boule that were trying to place the term African American on foundational Black Americans. And now they see that foundational Black Americans have ran all of that out the paint, all the way. We're not going for any of that. And you can see that we were never for it. Never. Foundational Black Americans, we have been the gold standard, okay? We have been the main ones. And now everybody sees that we got it all out the way. And now they see that foundational Black Americans pulled out receipts. And not only have we pulled out those receipts, family, we have also let the world know that we're going to name our damn self. You won't be naming us what you want to. And that's always been the problem. People have been trying to put jackets on us. Now we have the advantation of the internet so we can pull up facts and say, look, y'all, this is what they were trying to do. Now we can look at these receipts and say, oh, this ain't something that they just called us. No, this is something that they put on us. Look at this right here. Black folks, as late as the 1960s, Black mass opinion lagged behind elite mobilization. Listen to that. The Black mass opinion, the grassroots, lagged behind the elite mobilization, the boule. In June 1989, 4 times more Black respondents preferred Black than chose African American. June 1989, which is basically 1990, okay? More Black folks preferred Black than African American. But even more said the choice did not matter to them. By late September, 68% said they had heard and read of the new term. Though 2/3 still preferred Black. 2/3 preferred Black. Family, this is evidentiary that we never wanted African American. This is a creation from the dominant society in the boule. And putting this stuff to rest, burying it, erasing and deleting it and stepping on it is all a creation of foundational Black Americans. Many of the largest Black-oriented newspapers and radio stations in major cities marketed and adopted the change, with disc jockeys on air especially effective in reaching mass audiences. So basically, family, what they ended up doing is they got all the boule radio stations, all the boule schools, all the boule platforms, and they all got in cahoots. And they said, damn what the grassroots wants. Damn what they feel. We're going to force this on them. We're going to tell them it's a real word. and then they're going to just go along with it because we're boule and we say so. But they never expected us to show up. It may have took some time, y'all, but we got here. So we have seen the fact that these people have forced that term on us. These people have hijacked the grassroots energy, and they have been paid to reclassify us multiple times with terms in which we have never wanted. You can see right here, based on the statistical evidence presented by Black Alpha myself, 68% of people said they never heard the word. 2/3 of people preferred black. And they still gave it to all the disc jockeys, all the people on radio, all the people on television, and all the politicians. And they said, we're going to do it anyway. So when I say we ain't got to go to these people to classify our goddamn selves, I mean it. You know why, family? I'm going to tell you why. We ain't got to go to them to classify ourselves and to identify as ourselves, because they didn't come to us to classify us as African Americans. So if they didn't come and get the will of the people in the grassroots to be called African American, then goddamn it, I ain't going to them to be called certified foundational Black American freemen. We in here, Papa got a brand new bag. I don't give a damn what they say. Foundational Black Americans. The more we replicate that, the more we say that, the more we stand on business, the more the fake scam Africans are going to go all the way out broke. The more the Bole is going all the way out broke. The more we get it going, the more we get it popping, the more they will fall out and melt down, and they melting down as you see, family. So what I say, foundational Black American certified frequency, the energy, what we permeate, what we create, that destroys every single thing that these people try to come up with. So no, you ain't got to call in to people. You ain't got to write your senator. You ain't got to get a bullhorn and yell it. Only thing you got to do is say FBA all goddamn day. FBA is here to stay, and African American scam Africanism, all the 3 billion tethers and all the 4 billion boules, all y'all asses is out the way. Because like I said, when we stand on business, they asses go broke. And when they go broke, family, foundational Black Americans is stepping on them. So I can tell you this loud and proud, y'all, tonight, right here on this classic broadcast, the Black Alpha Network, y'all, African American is officially a dead term. And foundational Black American certified freedmen, we're the ones who got that stuff all the way out the paint. We're the only ones with the power to do it. We're the only ones with the wherewithal. We're the only ones with the talent, with the knowledge, with the skill to put it all on the line and shine. So you can see it now. They will see it forever. Won't be no turnarounds, no U-turns, no my bad dogs, or no can I do it one more agains. Nope. African American is over. And that's over for everybody. Nobody's going to come over here and reclaim it and take it. Nope, it's gone. Nobody's going to come over here and say, can I, sort of, maybe, shoulda, coulda, would. Nope, it's gone. Boule, gone. You can take Jesse Jackson with you, or whoever the hell else wants to use the term. African American is not what we wanted, so therefore African American is over with. Checkmate, bottom goddamn line all the goddamn time, y'all. That's the way we push it. So when I tell everybody that this generation, the reparations generation, the certified Black society, we are the game changers. We are the trendsetters, the tone setters. I mean it, and you can see it. This is the first time in modern history where we in the grassroots control our community. And if you control the community, you control the destiny. You don't only control the destiny of yourself, you control the destiny of the United States of America. The energy we have and what we have put on the table, fam, if we stay on this path, which we will without a shadow of a doubt, this will change the world in a change that the world never expected. But they better respect it because they damn sure can't check it. We are pushing this live. Nobody is going to tell us what to do. We're going to tell them what we're going to do. And if they don't get out of our way, then they're going to have to deal with the consequences and repercussions. Easy as that. We making it plain, fam. Ain't 1, 2, 3. It's what we say, what you say, and what you say, you're going to find out. That's what it is. We've changed all the asking and the begging and the praying. Ain't nobody out here talking about standing on emotion. Everybody's saying they standing on business. Standing on business is how you get things done. So this is the most pivotal time for all of us. The new Black media, foundational Black American, the livest chat in the whole goddamn world. All of you guys, we are changing this world every single day, every single hour, every single second. And everybody's watching it. On this broadcast, I showed you that all them folks over in Africa, they're fighting each other because FBA did that. Yep. Let me tell you why FBA did that. Because they prefer to come over here and fight with us. But we said, hell no. Kick rocks, Mr. Mutombo. So Mr. Mutombo's over there fighting Mr. Jollof. So have fun with your scam on scam crime. And we're going to be over here in the land that we created, laughing in the process. Yep, Mr. Julio, we ain't forgot about you. Your ass is going home right now. You in the ice van and the ice cream truck because ice came and got you. And your ass is going home. The Boule don't even know where you are. Checkmate on those poll numbers. Yep. And what is true is that FBA, Certified Black Society, all of us as a lineage, heritage, and culture, we ain't got no problems, y'all. We in the house. We ain't worried about nothing. That's what it's all about. So if you see family that we ain't worried about nothing and we winning at an all-time high, we have been delineating, we have been regulating, we have been separating. Well, if you add all of that up, fam, and you put that certified foundational Black American stamp on it, then I'm going to tell you what you get. Victory and nothing in between. And when I say nothing in between, family, let this right here be seen. Delineation in full progress. Some tethers was talking reckless, and the foundational Black American had to do that checking. So I'm going to let everybody see this right here, and let this be a note that foundational Black American brothers and sisters are the kings and queens of the hill. And if you got a problem with that, then you're going to have to deal with this.
Everybody will see you as an African.
No, they won't. We know that. We know
only when you talk.
No, not even that. Because I walk and talk like a Black American. Walk.
But if you don't talk.
I said I walk.
Okay.
Like a Black American.
Walk, let me see.
What did you want?
I was thinking that walk is walk.
No.
I don't know that.
Look at our sister, our certified Black American sister from the United States of America. Watch her check this big grown ass tether. Ain't nobody messing with our women.
I don't walk in flip flops. Okay, I don't walk in flip flops.
Damn.
I don't walk with dirty feet.
Damn.
I don't look dusty. I don't even walk like an African. Okay, I don't live in a hut. I sit on the toilet. Okay, hold on. I walk and talk like a Black American from this soil. Okay, yeah.
Everybody will see you as an African.
No, they won't. We know that. We know.
Only when you talk.
No, not even that. Because I walk and talk like a Black American. I sit on the toilet. Okay, hold on. I walk and talk like a Black American from this soil.
Look at Miss Jackie Chan. Yeah, because Miss Jackie Chan's people come over here too. You getting checked. Look at Mr. Mutombo. You getting checked. All it takes is one foundational Black American, and we will check the whole damn Rainbow Coalition. And when a sister's doing it, you about to get checked overtime. They getting checked, and they absolutely quiet in the process. We win again.
I walk and talk like a Black American from this soil. Okay? Yeah.
Damn. Easy work, easy work, easy work. Family, it's already in place. This is a Black American summer, it's a Black American year, and a Black American decade, Black American century, and a Black American country. But it's always been that way, fam. Only thing we doing is we're being very boisterous, we're being very loud and proud about it. Because see, they may not like being Black, but we love being Black because Black is where it's at, family. So when I say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud, I need all my foundational Black Americans to go ahead and put that in the chat. I say it loud. I need y'all to say you Black and you proud. Can I get that in the chat? Much respect, y'all. Certified salute from the Black Alpha Network. We are out here putting in work, y'all. This is probably the most popping era ever. We're all a part of it. We're all voicing what we feel like saying. We're all on the same page in the chord. Look at that right there. Checked a bunch of tethers all in one. You notice, fam, when that FBA energy walks into the building, them tethers get ultra quiet. Yeah, and then they come to find out that this ain't TikTok. No. This ain't your homeland. No. And this damn show ain't your village. But let me tell you what it is. This is the land that my ancestors created, that your ancestors created, that our ancestors created. And we will not sacrifice or submit that to nobody. When you think about the United States of America, there's only one lineage that's ultra united, and that's all of us. Certified Black Society, Freedmen, Black Americans, foundational. Whatever you say, just make sure that you know that we are the architects. And it's G-Check. I need y'all to have a good time, man. Much love and respect. We done roasted, we done cooked, we done put African American out of its misery good because it's never been here in the first place. So you guys know I love you all with a passion deep down inside of my foundational Black American spirit, my FBA soul. I promise y'all, life is nothing without you guys. I promise you on everything. I live, and I mean this, I live and I breathe just to be with you guys no matter what, whether it's here, whether it's in the streets, whether we're out there, whenever I see y'all, the hugs, the daps, the pounds, everything we do, man, from the East Coast to the West, the Midwest, and the South, man. Foundational Black Americans, we form up when we lock it down. So I love this lineage. I love this culture. I love y'all. I love being a Black American. I love living in this time frame. I just love it all. If it's FBA family, then you go ahead and put a stamp on it. Much respect. Y'all always remember, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, you got to always remember, y'all, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And since we checking rappers, then I'm going to need the greatest rapper of all time to bring us home. Certified salute up above. Tupac, bring us home, brother.
I don't care what y'all think. If you whatever the fuck you think you are, and until we own some shit, I'm gonna call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans